Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get Bringing the Heat podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen to? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. It's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsorships who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. As someone who found Anchor late, I was able to transfer all my podcasts from my previous site to Anchor, while also being able to go back and edit my episodes to insert advertisements. This truly makes Anchor the most user-friendly interface to get your podcast off the ground and running. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Hey Luke, have you been looking for a new daily fantasy sports app?
I have really been jonesing for one.
I got the perfect one for you, Thrive Fantasy. Thrive Fantasy is a new DFS app for prop bets. They have streamlined the drafting process and eliminated the need to do unnecessary hours of research by using only top-tier athletes. Instead of the traditional salary cap format, you build your lineup around a list of prop bets. For each contest, you need to choose 10 of the 20 prop bets plus 2 ice picks that protect you from any late scratches or postponed games. Each unique prop has an over and under point value assigned to it, and you will be rewarded that point value if that prop is correct. For example, your man, Mookie Betts. Will he have over or under 1.5 RBIs? The less likely the prop is to occur, the more points the choice will be worth, and you build your team score around the amount of correct props you select. Got that?
I got it.
All right, so go check out Thrive Fantasy. If you use the promo code Bring the Heat, BringTheHeat, when you sign up, they will match your first deposit of up to $10. So you deposit $10, you have $20 to play with now. Go check it out. I know that we've already had some people reach out to us about their success. They've won some of their latest, I would say, bets. So go check it out. That's Thrive Fantasy, one of the best and newest daily fantasy sports apps out there. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bringing the Heat podcast. It's your host, Zack. I'm with my buddy Luke, and we also got a special guest, one of our best friends, Mooch. Mooch, what is going on?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming on.
This is a long time coming. We've been doing this podcast for a while now. Mooch has
Almost a year. Well, for you.
Yeah. But Mooch has been one of our best friends since we've been playing Pee Wee football. So he listens to almost every podcast, and so we decided to have him on. We're having a Bros Day. Saturday got canceled because Luke was
a little under the weather,
Yeah, so we rescheduled it for today, and what other better day than to have it during a podcast day?
Whew.
So, lots of stuff's going on. We have another hefty list. I'm kind of liking these lists, though. Luke has been dialing it up with the lists.
Hey, bro.
So these lists are long, but just good info, like stuff that needs to be told to the world.
Yep.
All right?
Long and skinny.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Take that how you want it. So, first thing, we're going to just talk with the NFL. We normally start with NFL anyway, especially now with, I feel like so much stuff has happened in football. It needs to be said, put out there right away.
So first thing we're going to go into, though, is our airing it out segment. So we have done airing it out before. Those of you that have listened to previous podcasts, I went on a rant about why old people shouldn't drive. And why
I agree with that.
and why old people shouldn't be able to use the self-checkout line at the grocery store.
Sir, my cherries aren't checking.
Dude, all the time.
Yeah, and like so there needs to be an age limit. Like anybody over 65, they have to like test out. They have to basically check out their groceries in less than like 5 minutes, or else you can't use that line. But so that was like my rant that I went on last time, and we have one that I think we're all going to kind of talk about together, so we all kind of have the same rant, and that's the NFL and the players having issues with domestic violence. So this is an issue. It's like every single month, at least once a month, there is a NFL football player being accused of domestic violence. Again, it's not always true. We've seen it linger into baseball with guys like Addison Russell. But it's just an ongoing issue. And again, it's something that's going on, I think, in multiple sports, especially UFC. We've seen it now with Tony Ferguson as well.
Yep.
But it's just an ongoing issue. And I almost feel like the NFL players have two issues. They can't keep their hands off of two things: marijuana and women. And I'm sorry, but if someone...
It's those new gloves they got. They're too sticky.
That's cold, but that's true. Like, how hard is it if someone said to me, Zach, I'll give you $10 million right now to go play football. All you have to do is not hit a woman and not smoke weed. And I'd be like, okay, I'm in there. Like, I'm in there like swimwear.
Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be that hard to not do, you know? Plus, the players know when they're going to get tested. Like,
oh, yeah.
They definitely know when they're scheduled testing days.
Yeah.
The only time they don't know when they're getting tested is if they fail the program. And then they get put into the program. So, and then, even then, your agent gives you the heads up.
And even then, they only have to be good for half that year.
Yeah, they only have half the year. You're fine. And then you can go back to smoking all the weed you want during the season because they don't test.
And you know, if you test hot,
yeah,
you're going to be tested more than anybody else. That's just common sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy to me that these guys just, like, it's, first off, I think we're all raised to know not to put your hands on a woman.
Yeah.
We all have been with women. I'm married. You have a girlfriend. You've been in relationships. It's like, as mad as they make you, it never gets to the point where, like, I'm going to punch her in the face.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was a little hesitant, but yes. Yeah.
like they make you mad to the point where you want to scream, but how hard is it to not punch them in the face?
Yeah, no,
like,
it's not. You see somebody that's like 2 times smaller than you and can't even, defend themselves.
Yeah.
That's like the last reason you should not even hit a woman. You should never even touch them, bro.
It's unreal, and so that's just my.
For this, I feel like it comes with the platform that they have. These guys seem to get away with a lot more
stuff.
stuff.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the more money you have, you get away with more stuff.
And so it's like they're not thinking right, but at the same time, they don't have to pay the consequences as much.
Well,
they pay people to take care of their problems.
Well, yeah, and the NFL's got its own set of lawyers which are probably the best lawyers in the world. I mean,
I would say
so. It's look at that. The NFL. We've said this. We've probably said this in 10 podcasts. Dante Stallworth murdered a guy and played in the same season.
Yeah,
he was a vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, we definitely touched on.
Yeah, I've talked about it so many times. Ray Lewis, even though he wasn't guilty, he did it.
The suit was burned. All right,
like there's guys that are literally committing murder playing in the NFL, and it's like Aaron Hernandez. I know once he got caught, he didn't play, but still.
It took a couple years for him to get caught, though.
Yeah.
And he got caught off his own camera.
Yeah. He got caught off his own camera. Dude, his first murder was in Florida. That happened in, 2011, and then the Odin Lloyd one happened in 2012. He was playing the 2013 season.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And so, again, we've talked about, smoking weed in the NFL and all that stuff, and, it's a touchy subject for people, and I don't really that's never been part of my culture, so, I'm not... That's not something that I'm adamant about or strong about, but Do I think at times it should be legal? Yeah, but at the end of the day, rules are rules. You gotta follow them.
Follow, right. That's my biggest thing. I don't mind if you smoke weed. You do whatever you want on your free time. That's your business.
Exactly.
But if there's a rule at hand and they say, hey, you can't smoke weed during the season or be on any kind of drugs, it shouldn't be hard to just follow that rule.
And like we just described, there's loopholes, bro. There's ways around it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it
so
just doesn't make sense to me.
That's basically the biggest issue right now that we see, and we saw it now with Kareem Hunt,
Tyreke
Hill, which we'll touch on as we go through the NFL stuff. But and it's always a lingering thing. And now Tyreke Hill, not only has he been busted for domestic violence when he was in college,
he got kicked off Oklahoma State for it.
Now it's trickling down to the fact that they think he could have abused his child, and it's like.
And you know what's crazy? They were just thinking last week to making him the highest paid receiver ever.
Yeah, in football, I think he'd have one of the highest contracts in the NFL. Yeah,
that's not happening at all. Now he just blew that load.
Yeah, well, you can't trust a guy like that, and that's sad. But again, I think a lot of it is how they were brought up or raised or what their home life is.
Their surrounding, definitely.
But, we see it with guys with Josh Brown, the kicker for the Giants years back. He's, been busted for domestic violence. And I don't know if he went to jail, but I think
he got a restraining order.
And it ended his career.
Yeah, nobody's signing him. And he was one of the league's top kickers.
In a league that kicker is probably the most needy position on any football team at this point. Speaking as a Bears fan, double doink.
Hey, Cody Park.
So, yeah, I mean, that's basically our rant as a podcast today, really. And it doesn't have... We don't each have an individual one. It's just something that we kind of all agreed on. So moving on to the NFL.
I hate always talking about the Giants, but, dude, this year they're the center of the offseason right now because they're in the biggest market. Everybody...
Them or the Giants?
Yeah.
Or them or the Cowboys?
Yeah, it's always them or the Cowboys or the Patriots or the Packers. It's
letting go a franchise receiver.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it anymore, Like, the other day I had...
Yes, you are.
I was,
yes, you are.
I was at work the other day and I had
I'm not a Giants fan and I'm upset about it.
Dude, yeah. I was at work and I had a certain material in my hand and I just started a little teary-eyed. But, I'm over it, man. It is what it is. It's done. Gettleman made his decision. The team made the decision. Is what it is. But now they're looking to move Sterling Shepard. And what it looks like, it's looking like he's going towards, or not that he has a decision to make, but it's looking that they might trade him to the Patriots. That's probably the best fit because they have nothing but slot receivers anyway. And they're saying that it's possibly a late second-round pick, maybe even a late first-round pick. So who knows?
I just, to me, it doesn't make any sense because... You just signed Golden Tate. So I think Golden Tate and Sterling Shepard...
They're the same player, but Tate's better.
They are, but, okay, you might as well put them both on the field. At this point, they're both... They're two good receivers.
You need one to complement the other.
Yeah, I know one's a slot, but, one's going to have to be... I think you move Sterling Shepard out and you let Golden Tate... He's a more experienced slot guy.
Thing is, the Giants, the way they're set up right now, their receiver depth, they have Corey Coleman, slot receiver. Golden Tate, slot receiver. Sterling Shepard, slot receiver. They don't have one outside receiver. If you're saying Corey Latimer, who they just signed again, or Cody Latimer, who they just signed again to a 2-year contract, what has he done? He's 6'2" of nothing. He doesn't have any good separation skills. He can't get free, can't catch the ball. He only played 3 games last year. You can't really trust him to be your outside guy.
So let me ask you, what do you think the Giants are planning if they're thinking about getting rid of Sterling Shepard? Dude, what's their move? Are they on a rebuild from the bottom up? Are they?
They're definitely on a rebuild. They've said they're on a rebuild, but they've also said there's no problem with us winning during the rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. Because me personally, I still feel like they have a solid base to go off of.
There is a solid base there, but I don't feel like that base is comfortable together yet. So, like you saw last season, they were 1-7 to start the season, and then they ended 5-11. The second half of the season was decent. I'm not going to say it was great. You saw flashes here and there. The only consistent flash was definitely Saquon. That's about it. But
I mean, even Odell, even though the Odell trade hurts, he's not on the field all the time, and he is a cancer. He is a cancer. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody that is acting the way that he would act on the sideline, that is a cancer. Antonio Brown is the same way.
I would have totally traded Odell last year and kept Damon Harrison. Because you saw the impact that it affected the Giants right away.
Yeah. And receivers are so replaceable.
Yeah.
Defensive, Aaron Donald is not replaceable.
No.
And I'm not saying Snacks is...
He's not.
Donald, but he's very good.
He's the number 2 defensive tackle against the run. And you saw last year, as soon as they traded him, the Giants were dead last in stopping the run up the middle. So they should have kept him, got rid of Odell then.
I think for sure defensive line and offensive line takes priority. So I think Odell is, everyone loves Odell for the flashy catches and the crazy athleticism I mean, he's an exciting player, and the defensive players aren't exciting. Aside from Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald, those guys don't get enough attention, but your team literally, the defensive and offensive line, and you can add linebacking core in there, is where everything starts.
I say this every podcast.
Yeah.
Every podcast.
And it's true. I mean, the Bears receivers aren't very good. Allen Robinson is average. Mm-hmm. Taylor Gabriel is average. Anthony Miller was a rookie. Yeah. But they were good because they have a good offensive line and a good defensive line. And Mitch Trubisky is, to me, a below average quarterback, in my honest opinion. But they were good based on their foundation.
Yeah, but look at the Cowboys. They went 12-4, 2 years ago when Dak was a rookie? Mm-hmm. That was all the offensive line and the defensive line.
Yep.
All their losses and the way they choked, that was coaching. So,
and they struggled last year because they were missing linemen.
Exactly. Travis Frederick was out. They lost Ronald Leary, who went to Denver. They lost a lot of guys that were like the heart and soul of that team. Randy Gregory smoking weed, David Irving smoking weed, half the friggin' defensive line.
Sean Lee breaking his leg.
Yeah,
every game.
But those are important guys. They did replace him well though. That Leighton Vander Esch.
Oh yeah,
he's amazing.
Yeah,
he's awesome. And Jalen Smith finally. Him healthy. Whoa.
Yeah, the Cowboys are. I think they have a good foundation as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to be consistently good for a while if they keep that core together on the line.
And I think Cooper is what they were missing. They were missing that star receiver.
And you saw that as soon as he showed up, he made an instant impact.
Yeah, because that's what they were missing with Dez. I mean, Dez was horrible the last 3-4 years. He was there.
But with what Mooch was saying, what the next move is, I think they trade for Josh Rosen. I really do.
That was mentioned today on I think it was NFL.com. I was reading.
Yeah, I think they either trade the second round pick that they have now, or like if they trade Shepard and they get a second round pick, they trade both those picks and take them. That's a good value for me because Rosen was taken 10th overall last year. Yeah. And if you're just trading 2 second round picks, whatever.
They're saying, I also read though that the Patriots are looking to trade their first round pick for Rosen because they need someone to come in when Brady's gone.
Yeah.
And they think Rosen is better than any of the quarterbacks that are going to be taken in the first round. So
he is. Yeah.
They think that giving the 32nd pick in the draft is a steal because Rosen, it would be probably the number 1 quarterback in the draft and a top 10 talent in this year's draft.
No, I agree, and I think that's why the Giants are looking at him this year as opposed to last year. Last year they had the second pick, and everybody was like, this is the year to take a quarterback because, as you saw, there was 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Mm-hmm. And then the Giants took Barkley, which, now
it did
I'm not
pay
upset.
off.
It paid off. I'm not upset at the pick, but in a team building way, as a new general manager, and you're trying to continue your team's success, like bouncing off of, you were 11-5, and then all of a sudden you're terrible, and then you're just trying to get back to that glory. I would have taken the quarterback to learn from, or even a lineman. I would have actually traded down, drafted 2 linemen, Nick Chubb in the 3rd round. That team would have been crazy.
What pick do the Giants got?
They had 2 last year. This year they have 6.
What's their? They have their
first
6.
one.
I would take Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock's your best.
They have 6, 17, and then all their other picks. They have 14 total picks.
My thing is,
I think the Giants weren't planning on their line being as bad as it was this year.
Yeah, I don't
with
either.
Eli. So I figured they thought we'll take Saquon. Yeah. Eli will play just as he always does. Mm-hmm. We have Odell as
he did. I know people are saying,
and it just didn't pay in their favor this season. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that because they put that line together and we finally got the left tackle. We finally got the left guard. Yeah, you shored up the left side, but what about the right?
Right.
You brought in Patrick Omameh from the Jaguars. He had 1 good season. Mm-hmm. That's it, and he's definitely a scheme player because you saw he's tried to step up he's definitely a spread, zone scheme lineman where it's just basically just moving side to side and never moving up. But in a power offense, you're doing pulls, you're doing traps, you're going straight after people, it's different footwork. And he obviously struggled in that, and they cut him, and he went right back to the Jaguars where he was comfortable. And then they had the right tackle, they had Eric Flowers to start the season. Garbage. He had terrible footwork. He was fast, terrible footwork. But they're taking the right steps this year in building the offensive line. They're still going to have Solder. They got Hernandez. Hernandez did phenomenal last year, I think.
Did
good. Their center, I don't know what they're doing right now because the guy that they re-signed broke his leg last year, didn't play. They brought back Spencer Pulley. They did just get Kevin Zeitler, though. Love that guy.
Yeah, we talked about that last
And then
pod.
I can honestly see them not drafting a quarterback in the first round. A lot of reports are coming out now that they're not taking a quarterback. I like that. I always say every single podcast, build from in, then you go out. So if you sure up that offensive line, I guarantee you Eli Manning will have a great season because he had the best efficiency, the best statistical efficient season of his career last year, and he was on his ass half the time. So if you just give him time, he'll be great.
If I'm the Giants, I think I'm trying to get Locke at 6. This is my honest opinion because you need to take somebody to. If you're not going to start him, fine, but you need to take somebody for when Eli's gone because at most he's got 2 years. So to me, I really like Drew Lock. He's my favorite quarterback in the draft. I'd take Lock at 6, and then because I have read that they haven't done any homework on Haskins. They basically stopped scouting him. They stopped doing any. I
don't even think they were at the pro day today because they were at the Alabama pro day.
Yeah, so Haskins, they haven't done much homework on him. I have read that. But I would see trying to take Locke at 6 and see if Metcalf falls to 16, which I think is highly possible.
There are a lot of guys on the NFL Network, they're projecting the receivers to start going after 20. Yes. They're not even seeing them before that.
So. And there's your hopeful replacement for Odell. Now, DK Metcalf, his comp hasn't been great. It's Kevin White based on his physical abilities because Kevin White had a ridiculous combine. But, I think you have to take. If you're trying to replace a receiver, I know you get receivers late. There's some good ones. I really like Deebo Samuel. He's probably my favorite receiver in the
He's awesome.
Yeah, I really like Deebo Samuel, but he's projected second, third round receiver.
N'Keal Harry's not bad. He went from being the number 1 receiver going number 3 overall to the Jets, falling out of the second round.
But Deebo, I think, is a slot guy. He's a smaller dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
he's not going to fit
Giants.
there. Yeah.
So I think they have to go Metcalf, and that's just my honest opinion. You got your quarterback, you got your receiver. Now you can, because I do think their defensive line and their offensive line is okay. I think their offensive line is good.
Their offensive line right now is okay, but they have those 2 holes at center. We don't know what the center is going to be. We had half a season of a healthy center, and then the right tackle was just a revolving door, and it's going to continue to be one until they address it. And I think this is the year to actually fix that because you got Jonah Williams, you got the guy from Alabama, or he's the guy from Alabama. There's a kid from Washington who's up at the top of the boards. So I think this is the year to draft a lineman because it's so deep in offensive linemen and defensive linemen that, you know what, if we stink, we stink. Draft a quarterback next year. Next year the quarterbacks are Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama. You got Jake Fromm from Georgia. Fromm. That guy is a beast. He threw for 50 plus touchdowns this year. People don't even know that. And Jacob Eason from Washington. He transferred from Georgia because Jake Fromm was that good. And Eason just took them to the college football playoff before it. So next year's class is stacked. Justin Herbert's going to be in it. The Giants were in love with Justin Herbert this year.
I don't like worrying quarterbacks.
I don't either, but this kid, he's got a good frame, man. He's 6'6", he's just like Eli. So I think that's why they look like Rosen a lot right now, too.
So
same style.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about a little bit more about Eli?
Yeah, last thing, just to sum up the Giants, just to finish up. Giants kept saying that they're going to, stand pat on Eli for 2019, and they did. They followed their word. The one word you could trust from Gettleman is that he likes Eli. He collected his $5 million bonus, and he's set to make his annual salary of $23 million plus. But my only issue is, dude, you're past your heyday. You're 38 years old. You're trying to build a team for your last shot at glory. Follow Breeze and Brady. Reconstruct your contract. Figure it out so you can allot more salary cap to build a team around you instead of you always being on your ass, looking up at the sky, not winning, not in the playoffs, and just struggling. It doesn't make sense to me. If I'm him, I don't care about the money. He's already made the most money in NFL history ever at this point. At this point, I'm looking for rings. He's tied with his brother right now, too. I'm trying to beat my brother.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And, it's funny because Breeze and Brady, like you said, they do it every year.
Dude,
Khalil Mack's already restructured his deal.
The 1 year Tom Brady made $1 million as a salary so they could build a team around him.
Mm-hmm. And what's funny about the Patriots is they still don't go out and get like these household names. They just know like, hey, we need to get 4 guys to fill these positions.
They just re-signed Brandon.
Patriots are a team of signing the guys they need for that time being, and once they don't need you anymore,
they let you go. Yeah. Dude, they did it with Randy Moss. They did it with Reggie Wayne was on the team for like 2 weeks, and they let him go.
Chad Johnson was on the Patriots.
Yeah, Chad. Yeah, dude, they just re-signed Brandon Bolden. He didn't even make the Miami Dolphins last year, and I guarantee you he makes an impact on that.
He was with them before, right?
Sometimes I feel like maybe Eli thinks like, let me get my money while I can get it, because I don't think he could have the seasons Drew Brees and Tom Brady is having. I mean, those are 2 QBs that are in their own.
Yeah, I mean, Brees only has 1 Super Bowl, but
his numbers.
He's
definitely
way better.
I think Drew Brees is the best quarterback of all time.
You think?
Statistically yes.
Wise, yeah.
Oh yeah, statistic wise, yeah, but still Brady.
He's never had the team Tom Brady has. His defense has never been there.
No, his defense has never been great, but he's had some weapons that.
Offensively, yeah.
Where Brady hasn't, and Brady still puts up numbers. So I don't know, like that's iffy. I mean, Breeze had Colston for all those years, who he probably made Marcus Colston. Truthfully,
he had Colston and Stallworth too.
Yeah, I mean he had, and then he's got Michael Thomas. He had Jimmy Graham for years. He's never had a running game either. Yeah. So, I mean, this is the first time in the last 2-3 years that Drew Brees has actually had a running game to complement his passing game. So, I don't know. They're different quarterbacks. Like, they're just different. Like,
they are, yeah.
So, it's hard to compare the two.
But the one common factor that they have is that they have a good structure of a team behind them.
Controlling. Yeah. But they also control the team very well.
Yeah, they do. They know how to, Eli manages the clock well, but when you can't manage the clock well if you're never on the field.
I feel like Breeze and Brady earned that C on their jersey. Manning to me doesn't. I don't know Manning, but just looking at him, he doesn't seem to be much of a leader.
He's not a vocal leader.
Yeah.
But he's definitely like a, hey guys, let's get this going. He's that lead by example guy,
which is fine. Like I don't have an issue with that, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought that, I don't know. I've never been a huge Eli fan, but at the end of the day, guy's got 2 Super Bowls, so
I will go to my grave defending this guy.
Well, yeah, how could you not defend a guy who's brought you 2 Super Bowls, like literally against the GOAT? Yeah, like he's literally him, and
he's the one guy.
Yeah, well, the Eagles beat Brady too, but
I don't count that.
But twice on miracles, like he came back and beat Brady. Like Manning deserves his credit.
He does.
So people who crap on him, that's just stupid, especially Giants fans. Like, you would think you'd be loyal to that.
Be more.
It doesn't make sense.
Appreciative.
And everybody's saying, Landon Collins, why would you let him go? Why are you going to, sacrifice your team and salary cap for a guy that doesn't even want to be there anymore?
Right.
He saw that they didn't, he saw that the front office didn't want him there anymore. So he checked out. You don't want to be there. Yeah, he played every single day until he got hurt. But he started chirping well before the season was over. He's like, they're not re-signing me. I'm out of here. All right.
Let me tell you, if Mitch Trubisky brought a Super Bowl to the Bears, keep Trubisky as long as you want.
Yeah, that's
keep him until he's 50.
That's what
he brought me. He brought me excitement that I haven't felt ever.
Exactly.
So
I don't understand it, to be honest. I really don't.
And we see a lot of that stuff even just with the Steelers going on now. Yeah. People look at, why are these players doing this? Where are they going? But Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, something's got to be going on.
Yeah.
The Steelers players.
Well,
these guys don't want to play there anymore.
Yeah. But I kind of applaud the Steelers because Big Ben got them their Super Bowls, right?
And they're sticking with their guy.
With Ben, who got them those Super Bowls, where Brown and Bell, cancers, and they both don't like Ben. And can Ben be, an ass? Probably. But
given his, social past.
Exactly. But you know what? He got them their excitement, what they wanted. So he brought them to where they wanted to be.
And it's not like he's declining.
No, he's still putting up a little bit, 4,000 yards a year.
Exactly. He's still putting the numbers up. So, and he's getting Antonio Brown the ball.
Yeah, that's what's even funny.
Even with when Antonio Brown had no one else.
Yeah.
It was still him. He was still the number one.
Dude, even when he first got into the league and it was him, Emmanuel Sanders, and Hines Ward towards the end of his career, Antonio Brown was still the go-to guy.
People think, it's so funny, people actually think that Antonio Brown's going to go off this year. He's going to regress so much because Carr is not Roethlisberger.
He's not a creator like that.
No, he's not Roethlisberger. So I think that the Steelers are going to, or I think the Raiders are going to be a little disappointed when Brown kind of takes that step back. I don't think he's going to be what he was in Pittsburgh.
I don't think he'll be what he was in Pittsburgh.
I don't think he's going to be like a disappointment.
Yeah. He'll still put up his numbers, but he's not going to put up his numbers. He's not going to put up 12,000.
Not going to put up all pro numbers.
Yeah, he's not going to put up 1,200 yards. He's not going to give you 125 catches. He'll give you the 1,000 yards, but you'll probably see like 4 or 5 touchdowns, and that's about it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
his receptions will drop as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I'm not a big Roethlisberger fan. I never really have been, but got to give credit where credit's due.
He gets it done.
Yep, I agree. So moving on,
away from the 2004 draft class.
Yeah, Bengals cut Vontaze Burfict. Thank God. I hope no one picks him up.
He's kind of a scumbag.
I've never been a Burfict fan. He was good when he's on the field,
but he's
never on the field.
Never on the field. He hasn't played in over 11 games since 2013, and that's already been 6 years ago.
Which is surprising that it took so long for them to actually.
Took so long, exactly. Yeah. The funny thing is, like last year, they re-upped on him for another. I think it was another 2 years. It was $7 million a year or something like that.
I think it was all Marvin Lewis, and I think when the Bengals finally decided to cut ties with Marvin Lewis, there went Adam Jones. There went the. I keep saying cancers, but there went the cancers.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Bengals. That team was. I hate saying it, but they were the mean machine, bro. They were the longest yard team. Mm-hmm. It was basically the convicts of the Miami Hurricanes in the 80s, They had all these, like, criminals on their team.
Mm-hmm. It's been that way for a while. I mean, you had like Chris Henry, who I know he passed away, but, like, he had a criminal past as well. Yeah. So you had Cedric Benson. He went there after a while.
That's right.
There's just a bunch of those guys that's just the way it was. I mean,
problems aside, like off-field issues or even on-field issues in Vontaze Burfict's case, hell of a linebacker, and he's still only 28 years old.
Baltimore
probably could pick him up.
Suggs.
They lost Suggs, and they need that attitude on that team.
Yeah,
they need that, and I think they got the guys around him. Like Earl Thomas that they just got and Mark Ingram, those are good attitude guys that'll keep them in check.
And as we said before, players go in division as like just spite. So
revenge
he goes
games all the time.
Yep. So I could see him going to Baltimore. He'll probably play a full season, and he'll probably have a good year.
He'll probably make the Pro Bowl.
He's not a bad player.
No,
he has a horrible attitude, I would say. But I think at the same time, he's got like that kind of killer attitude, which I think you kind of need.
At that line, he plays with that vengeance.
Sean Taylor, I think we could all agree, is probably one of our favorite players to ever watch growing up. Yeah. That's how he played. I mean, the guy was violent as hell on the field. Yeah. So
I don't think Sean Taylor would make it in today's game.
Oh, he'd be fine left and right. He'd be suspended every.
Yeah, same thing with Bob Sanders too, man. Those two guys, they went at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. So this is my favorite news of the week. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitz Magic is taking the Dolphins to the promised land.
Stop. Dude, they lost everybody.
I know. So the Dolphins are going to be bad, but you know what? I applaud the Dolphins because they got an upgrade. Fitzpatrick's better than Ryan Tannehill. And, I mean, Fitzpatrick was good last year. I know he had better. But the only thing is he had better receivers than what he's going to have in Miami.
I don't know. Kenny Stills is pretty good. I think Kenny Stills is just as good as Deshaun Jackson.
But he had Mike Evans, he had Deshaun Watson, and Chris Godwin.
Who's Deshaun Watson?
Or, not Deshaun Jackson. There's number one mess up. We're just going to start tallying all my mess ups.
It just seems Fitzpatrick is the QB you go to when you're in the building stage. You know what he's going to give you. But it just seems like the money-wise, this man knows how to make his money.
He went to Harvard. He should know how to negotiate a little bit.
I think he does represent himself, too.
He does, yeah. So, I mean, I've always liked Fitzpatrick. Is he going to make the Hall of Fame? Absolutely not.
No. Is he going to win you a Super Bowl? No.
Probably
but
not.
He seems to give you somewhat consistent
numbers. He's a
hard-nosed
player, too. Especially, late in his career now, he's running the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, he don't care anymore.
Getting his helmet hit off. Yeah. His beard's going all over the place. But you like that.
Dude, he's the journeyman of the NFL. He's that transition quarterback that every team needs.
Like Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah.
The new age
This is his 8th different team in 15 seasons.
That's crazy.
And I can't complain because what he did with the Jets was awesome. We knew he wasn't going to go far in the playoffs, but that season was actually fun to watch.
Yeah, but you just saw the culture like evolve around him, and everybody was like, "Yeah,
the excitement,
Dude,
that's
everybody's
that's
like, yeah,
someone
that's
you
our guy,
want.
that's our guy, that's our guy."
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna draft Fitzpatrick in my fantasy league, and I'm gonna store him on my bench because there's gonna be 3 weeks where he's the best quarterback. He's the best quarterback in
He's
football.
gonna come in wearing Deshaun Jackson's clothing.
Yeah, there's 3 weeks where he is the best quarterback in football. It happens every single year.
Speaking of fantasy football, you won with this guy next.
I did.
Blake Bortles is the new Rams backup quarterback.
Yeah, so R.I.P. to Blake, but I'm kind of happy for him. So he signed with the Rams, not with the intention to start. Obviously, he knows he's not going to start. He said he's like, for the sake of my career, I went to L.A. because I need someone to fix me. Like, he's always had throwing issues. If you watch him throw, he's got a crazy long throwing motion. The ball, it comes out horrible. I think all of us here could probably throw a better spiral than what Blake Bortles can throw. And so he went there and he's like, who better to work with than the hottest commodity on the coaching market, Sean McVay. He's like, coaches are getting hired out of here left and right. I'm going to go to a guy who knows offense and knows the quarterback position and try to have him fix me. So, I mean, I applaud him for that. He could have, I don't know if there was any interest from some teams that
I'm pretty sure Miami was looking at him.
Yeah, so like he probably could have went to Miami, possibly start. He probably could have went to a team where, if he goes to Baltimore, I don't think Lamar Jackson is a lock at quarterback because
he is now. They got rid of Flacco.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is he runs a lot, could get hurt. He cannot throw. So I think he could have went to Baltimore. I think it maybe would have been a safer option where he could have possibly gotten more playing time. But he goes to a place where he thinks it's going to give him the best chance to extend his career by becoming a better quarterback. So I applaud him on that.
I would have either, if I was him, I would have went to the Rams like he did, or I would have went to the Bengals because that's where their quarterback coach went.
Yeah.
He's the new head coach for them. So,
and, the Bengals, Andy Dalton's better than Tannehill, but Andy Dalton, in my opinion, isn't great either.
No, he's not. He's that below average quarterback like Fitzpatrick that's going to give you quality.
Yeah. So, quantity. And then we got Randall Cobb. He signs with the Cowboys.
That's a big move, man.
I love Cole Beasley, though. So you say it's an upgrade for Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
I like Cole Beasley. I think Cole Beasley has put up better numbers than Randall Cobb the last 2 years.
Because he's been on the field. When Randall Cobb's on the field, though. Yeah, no, it's a huge part. But when Randall Cobb's on the field, he's probably the best slot receiver other than not named Julian Edelman.
I like Randall Cobb. I'm glad he's not in Green Bay anymore because he's always found a way to kill the Bears. Like, if he played 2 games in the year, they were both going to be against the Bears, and he was going to go off. I mean, so he caught that big touchdown last year in Week 1 when the Bears lost that heartbreaker to Rodgers in the first week. So he always killed the Bears. So I'm glad he's not there, but we've seen him decline over the years, and I think it's because he plays an aggressive style of football. He's not afraid to shy away from contact.
He's still young.
But he's always hurt because of that contact. And he's small. He's not a big guy.
He's only 28 years old.
He's not doing what these other players are doing.
They just run around the new guys, they run to the corner, get outside.
Sidelines right away.
Yeah, all the time. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't shy away from contact. And, you applaud that as a football fan. But from a career standpoint, he's always hurt.
Right.
And to me, I think Green Bay should have brought him back. I think they're lacking. They got Devontae Adams, and that's it. They got Geronimo Allison, who
he did all right.
He had flashes of okay.
They do have Equinemius St. Brown. And you probably don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I do. And Valdez Scantling. They have that guy too.
Yeah, all right
who
too.
Did okay.
Yeah.
I had all those guys at least once last year.
All
in fantasy, yeah.
Well, that just goes to show you probably had him because Cobb was hurt.
Yeah, Cobb was hurt, and Devontae Adams, I think,
he had
missed a game from a concussion. Yeah. So. Yeah, I had Geronimo Allison went off for me like 2 weeks, I think. But, so Randall Cobb's gone. And then going on to Tyreke Hill. So this is kind of just, we've already talked about it a little bit. So Tyreke Hill, he went to Oklahoma State, got kicked off for domestic violence, like we said.
Not just domestic violence. He beat the crap out of his pregnant girlfriend.
Who he's with now, still.
And who this new report involves that kid that was born.
Yeah, so... his child...
Oh, breaking news. 3rd one in a row. 3 episodes in a row.
3 episodes in a row with breaking
Vontaze
news.
Burfict to the Raiders. I like that. That's old school Raiders.
And I think that they had a hole at linebacker, too.
Yeah, they did.
So I think that's a good move by them. I thought that said Ravens. I was like, man.
He was on the money.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we go into Tyreke Hill, I think I was wrong about Jordy Nelson. From everything I've read, the Packers have no interest in bringing Jordy Nelson back.
He met with somebody the other day. I forget who it was.
Yeah, he met with someone, but it's not going to be the Packers. So I thought for sure he'd be back there.
No, but you did say if Mike McCarthy was still there, he'd already be a Packer.
Yeah, that's true too. But I just wanted to clarify that. I looked it up today because I was like, I got to review this on the podcast. But he's not signing there. But anyway, Tyreke Hill. So the first report was that I guess he was listed in the first report, which involved his son breaking his arm. His son's arm was broken. And now the second report he's not listed in. So the NFL's investigating. We don't really know much about it. Like, no one in the public knows much.
They're keeping a lot of it under wraps.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure somehow TMZ will get a video and it'll resurface in about 2 weeks.
Hidden camera in his home.
Yeah. I mean, it's always like no one knew about the Kareem Hunt thing, and then all of a sudden, like, this video just surfaced up out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just, see, a guy like Tyreke Hill, you're already under a microscope for everything you did prior.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why?
It's the same thing as Reuben Foster, bro. Like you said, he's under the microscope for his past, and he's still in that same situation. He's with the same woman, surrounded in that same environment. Whether he's definitely at fault for putting his hands on her, but the same thing with Reuben Foster, bro. She first lied about him, and then he brings her to the hotel in Tampa. What are these guys thinking?
Like, weren't you taught, like, when there's a bad situation, remove yourself from that situation?
Yeah. They're doing the same stuff, getting the same results.
If we were an explicit podcast, I would say something, but I'm not gonna say it. But all I gotta say is it must be good if he's gonna keep coming back. Because my goodness,
this is 2 Live Crew lyrics going in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just these guys lack common sense. It's unreal.
It is crazy to me. I
do you think he gets cut?
The way they cut Kareem Hunt, which Hunt's wasn't even that bad. Like, he kicked the woman.
They made it sound like he kicked her and knocked her out cold. Like, he went and drop kicked her or something.
Those girls are in bigger trouble than he is because A, they were underage, and B, they were trespassing. They weren't even invited to the place.
And no one knows exactly what happened. Not that it's right what he did, but no one knows what was said, what was going. Like,
why do you think he hasn't gotten in trouble with the law about this yet? Because those girls are in bigger trouble than he is. That's a private building. You have to get into there with an access code, or somebody lets you in and comes and gets you.
Yeah.
They snuck in. So they were in the wrong in the first place. But if they cut Kareem Hunt for that,
they
definitely got to cut him.
Yeah, you would think that the Chiefs made a strong statement by cutting Kareem Hunt, who at the time is one of the better backs in football. Mm-hmm. You think you would have to cut him if he's found tied to this at all.
He's definitely going to the Browns, though, if they cut him.
They have to, as they say, you got to keep that same energy, and they're going to keep the same one with Tyreke Hill. And
I mean, the Browns.
The only reason I say that in a joking matter, but I say that in a serious matter as well, because John Dorsey gave him that second chance. Does he give him another second chance?
And imagine that, Odell and Jarvis on the outside.
Dude, that's perfect. That setup is crazy. They're going to be fighting for the ball. But you know what? Kill or be killed, bro. Fight for the ball. That setup would be crazy. Odell and Landry on the outside, like you said, and then Tyreke Hill on the slot.
I feel like Mayfield will throw for 75 touchdowns.
Dude, he's breaking the NFL passing record every game. Like, just per game. Just put yards and touchdowns.
So, Baker threw for 750 yards today.
Move over, Fran Tarkenton.
That would be unreal.
Crazy.
Speaking of, well, not Baker, but someone
Browns quarterbacks.
Yeah, former Brown quarterback, which there are a lot of them. So you take your pick before we choose. Give it a second.
Jason Campbell.
No. Tim Couch?
No, but he did win a Heisman as well, like this guy.
Mooch.
Can it be Manziel?
Yep, yes, Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Football.
He's still alive. So he was cut from. He was like
only cut. He was banned
from the Canadian Football League. What do you think he did?
I don't know.
Too much bacon and beer.
I think he just probably chugged too much maple syrup.
Yeah, I want to know. Like, they haven't come out and said what happened, but I want to know what he did.
That Canadian press is airtight up there, bro. You never hear anything.
Yeah, there would be no videos or coming up from a guy kicking a girl in the face.
No.
Not in Canada. But yeah,
you get hockey puck to death instead of sticking.
You just got
slap shots.
Yeah, you just got everybody.
Take it to the teeth.
That would be crazy. But he signs with the all aboard Memphis Express, who are 1-5 in the AAF. Worst team in the league.
Dude, but honestly, watching their games, they're not that bad. They're a quarterback away.
I will say that the games have gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, not that I've watched them because I've been super busy, but I've watched the highlights leading up. There's a lot more like big time plays
There's
happening.
big-time hits going.
Big time hits. Like, it's actually doing pretty good.
I
think
like
that-
this league, man.
Yeah.
It's good quality football, I think. It's
Yeah.
college football just at a different time of the year.
And I think that
that's
they're
good.
at the end of this season, I think the quarterback from the Hot Shots, Wofford, I think
He
he's gonna
stunk it up this past weekend.
Yeah, but I still think he's gonna get picked up.
Actually, no, not the hot shots.
No.
No, the other guy. The Apollos guy stunk it up.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying that I think Wofford's been the most consistent.
Yeah, he has.
And I think he's going to get picked up. I think their receiver, Rashad Ross, I think he's going to get picked up. And then
Jalen Marshall's going off for the Apollos this year. I think he's going to get re-signed. Definitely the quarterback's definitely getting signed.
Yeah. So I think, the league has been good. So
Yeah.
I think Manziel's got his work cut out for him because I would like to see an AAF All-Star game versus the CFL and see what happens.
I don't know. It might be even. I don't really watch CFL.
Well, me neither. That's why. You know what gets me with the CFL? Don't they have the goalpost still at the front of the end zone?
They do.
Yeah,
That's because the field's longer.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And they don't have fourth downs.
No, they have third down. Yeah,
That's so weird.
and they kind of have like arena football where you have the motion where the receiver can start 10 yards back and get a running start.
So I know this isn't on our list here, but when Manziel gets cut from Memphis Express, where does he go next?
XFL.
XFL or
Back to the spring league, arena football. And maybe he goes into the Terrell Owens, Ricky Williams league that started up, but nobody knows what's going on.
What about
with.
the flag football league that Michael Vick started up?
Could do that.
Oh, man, there's so many leagues now. We should join a league.
Yeah, I'm
He
down.
might even take Tim Tebow's route.
Go
Go baseball.
Dude, Baker Mayfield was jacking homers the other day.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, at least nowadays people think anybody can play baseball. Russell Wilson goes back to Yankee camp every year.
Well, I'm glad Manziel found a new job, but this next guy, I cannot fathom how he keeps getting a job. I don't get it.
It's like Sam Bradford,
Dude,
of lineman.
He's ranked the worst lineman every year, and yet he's on his third team. Eric
Second
Flowers.
in the East.
Eric Flowers.
You should be happy.
Yeah, but he's not going to start. If he starts, I'll be happy. Hey, 5 sacks today. Let's go.
The thing is, the Redskins have so many injuries every year. He's definitely going to play.
Yeah, I mean, line me up in front of him. But, dude, this guy is garbage. La basura. He is bad.
I like what you did there. Is that Spanish?
La basura? Yeah, that means garbage.
Yeah, that's because you're dating a Spanish girl.
Spanish by association, man.
I feel you. Yeah, Eric Flowers is horrible. I mean, I think people said he did okay when he went to Jacksonville. Like, he was all right. But I know for the Giants, when I watched them...
The Jaguars were terrible last year.
Well,
so.
yeah. So, I mean, it's not saying much, but... Yeah, Flowers, I mean, I would watch some Giants games because, like I said, my dad's a Redskins fan, so... And when I would watch him play, I never really noticed how bad he was. And then you brought it up, and I was like, holy crap, this guy is so bad.
Yeah, and then you see him just getting his hand off the ground. Guy's already 10 yards behind him for the sack.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, sorry, Eli. Happened again.
Yeah, it was really bad. So, whatever. I mean, maybe this is probably his last shot.
Nah, I'll just go to the AAF or the XFL. Spring
Joey
league.
Manziel.
He's going to be like, yo, Johnny, where are you playing this year? Hook me up. So that's it for football. Anything else you guys want to add before we move to baseball?
Nah, that's it, man. I got nothing on football.
That was action-packed. That took a while.
Wait. Since Mooch is the special guest, we have been talking about the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Give us your off-season review as of now as a Jets fan.
Did you buy a Bell jersey yet?
Are you happy? Are you sad?
Not yet with a Bell jersey, but I am pretty happy with that move. I'm hoping he could do what Thomas Jones, Sean Green, be that kind of running back because
Curtis Martin?
Curtis Martin. Well, I'm talking about like
Recent?
Curtis Martin's a hard comparison.
Yeah,
I can't compare him like with Curtis Martin, but I'm hoping they gives the Jets that running game that allows them to be able to go into the pass game as well. I feel like the Jets offense, we've been picking up receivers, being able to have the pass game there, but the run game has been obsolete.
Yeah.
Especially for a Jets team that's what they were. Their defense and their run game was always
They made the improvements on the line. They've got their running back. Now all they're really missing
they need
is couple more people on the offensive line, and maybe another linebacker.
I was going to say a big play,
A
big
key
time
receiver.
And a receiver.
That's their number one thing.
Robbie
is a
Anderson
key-
doesn't stay on the field.
He was supposed to be that guy. He can't stay on the field, like you said. Quincy Enunwa, unbelievable.
yeah.
Robbie Anderson, but he's been
always
dealing
hurt.
with injuries. Robbie Anderson is a hell of a. He has crazy speed, but I feel like he's too predictable. You know where he's going.
He's like
He's not
Devin
going to go
Hester.
across.
That's why
He's gonna run
Terrell.
it straight.
Yeah,
That's why
he's
Terrell
not going
Pryor didn't
across.
work out for the Jets either, man.
Exactly.
You know? So if you're at the third pick and you're Mike McCagnon, the GM for the Jets, are you staying at that pick, or are you trading back to possibly the Giants to build a team?
My biggest thing was I wanted the Jets for a receiver first round. That's what I want.
Are
them
you
to
gonna
go
you're gonna
for.
take a receiver at the third overall pick?
I think you got to trade back.
Yeah, I would trade back, not take it that high.
I would, if I'm the Jets, I would trade back, see if you could swap first rounders and maybe get another late round pick.
But it depends.
But I would definitely want a receiver because the receivers in this draft they look pretty good.
I think this class is stacked with
I do
receivers.
too.
At least combine
so if,
wise.
if I'm the
stats.
Jets, man, if I'm in love with a receiver, take him at 3.
You think?
Why not? If you're in love with that guy, there's no promise that he's going to be at the spot you trade back to. So if you love him, somebody else is going to love him.
I mean, so you think if the Giants trade up 3, the Jets got 3?
Giants
so
better not trade
You
up.
think if they trade up to 3, what do the Jets do? They just swap first rounders, or do the Jets have to get an extra
I was just saying that
compensation?
because the Giants have multiple first-round picks. And the higher the pick, the more value, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can get those 2 picks from the Giants. Do I see the Giants doing that? No.
No, I don't think they'll trade away 2 first.
And I don't
rounders
think
for
they'll
one
ever
first
trade
rounder.
with the Jets, ever. The only time you ever see players change teams from Jets and Giants or Giants to Jets is if they get cut. That's it.
Yeah, or
Like
free
snacks.
agency or whatever. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it doesn't happen often, but yeah, I think the Jets have definitely made a stride.
They are,
especially-
yeah, they are in the running, I think, and they have something with, especially with their defense. Jamal Adams, that's my favorite player right now on the Jets.
Well, and they play.
I love that defense.
yeah,
Aside from Brady, the Patriots,
Yeah.
they play in a weak division. Dolphins are
Yeah.
going to stink, and the Bills are
Are-
always.
I think the Bills are going to be okay this year.
I don't.
I really do.
I'm not. I love Josh Allen, but I'm not sold on Josh Allen.
I'm sold on him 100%.
He's athletic. I love when he hurdles dudes.
He's got
and-
attitude.
yeah.
I
I'd say that
love it.
the Patriots are the biggest competition
Yeah.
every year, and it's like like you say with Green Bay and the Bears, it's like that's the same concept with the Patriots. It's, you can't get past them. And as long as Brady's playing, I feel like the Jets are just gonna have that.
I don't even worry
competition.
about the Packers
But
anymore.
I like what they did at defensive coordinator. They're going to have that new evolution of defense. They got Greg Williams. So they're going to have that zone blitz scheme. They're going to throw different stuff at Brady. Maybe they confuse him this year. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the Jets have built a solid team, and I think they're so young that it's like I compare it to the Bears. You know, young team. The Bears are at a point now with their team where they're like literally just adding guys as they go. It's not like they have a necessary hole that they need to fill. They're just adding to their weak spots. That doesn't necessarily mean those
But they're
players
still
are bad.
competing.
They're still
You
good
know, they're
players.
competing
they just
every
could get
game,
a better
man.
player at that position. So I think that's where the Jets are at now. I think they got some holes to fill, but they can compete with the team that they have right now.
And they have so much money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spend it.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of money,
You like what I did there?
money,
I set
money,
you up,
money,
bro.
money.
Oh, yeah.
Dollar.
Well, we're not talking NFL money, are we, Zach?
No, we're
No.
talking Mike Trout breaking the bank. Hold my beer, Bryce Harper money.
Mike Trout reeled it in. Per se.
Oh,
Per se. You like that?
I'm thinking he caught a cod. Signed for $100 million more than Bryce Harper, who 2 weeks ago just signed $330 million. Today, Mike Trout signs for 12 years, canceling the 2 years that were left on his contract starting this year. 12 years, $430 million.
And he got more money. He got $100 million more in one less year.
Yeah,
than Bryce
one less
Harper
year.
Got.
In case you didn't hear that, $430 million.
Almost $500 million.
This guy won the Powerball in one day.
Yeah.
For the next 12 years.
And so you add in all his incentives and stuff he's going to make and all the endorsement money.
Like, he has his own cleat for Nike, so you know he's raking in the big bucks with that. The only thing is, like, he's not. LA's a big market, but not on the East Coast. It's not a big market. He plays at 10:30 at night. You're the face of baseball. How are you supposed to be exposed at 10:30 at night when everybody's sleeping? You know.
I was having this conversation today with a coworker. You know, LeBron James is on TV every single day.
Yeah.
Mike
Like how he
Trout.
said that out
Mike
together.
Trout. You see him play 5 games a year.
Yeah.
Like it's unreal.
That's gonna lead into what I want to say after.
Which-
but we'll continue this, but we'll get into what I want.
But do you think that has to deal with how he is as a player? I feel like even though like he is the face of MLB and baseball, but he's not like a LeBron James as much as he is. He's like flashy in your face.
Mike Trout's not flashy at all.
No,
But
He
so
lets
it's
his
like,
play doing his talk.
and that amazes me though that he's been able to accomplish what he has just playing like that and with all the money.
Major League Baseball basically punishes him.
Yeah.
Because he
Manfred has come out and spoke against guys like Mike Trout don't deserve. He's the best player in baseball by far.
Yeah.
You should be grateful that a player like Mike Trout is your face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, he's a quiet, small town, humble dude that no matter how much money he has or what, like, he's never gonna get in trouble.
No.
He said he's like, I enjoy to play the game, get in my car, and go home to my wife every day. He's like, that's all I want to
That's what
do.
I do, yeah.
I don't like to go out. He doesn't go to clubs. That's not what he does. Mike Trout he doesn't even have kids. Like, he is like a dad. Like a dad like me. Like, I go to work and I come home and I hang out with my family. That's what I do. So, like, it's sad that he gets punished for that.
Yeah. He obviously deserved this money. And
Wait, before you move on to the next thing, I want to say he's making $1,600 per pitch.
yeah, he's 68,000.
Yeah, they
per
said like
at-bat.
90.
Yeah, it's
What was it,
crazy.
like 96,000 a day?
212,000 per game, but 96 per day for a whole year. Imagine that kind of money, man. Bro, I would be paying somebody to feed me grapes and to wipe my butt.
That's insane.
But a contract like this, and I don't know if you're going to agree with what I'm going to say next, but that's why I put Aaron Judge down. The closest player to Mike Trout at the moment is Mookie Betts, defensively and offensively. What does this contract do for Mookie? He's nearing talks for a contract extension and possibly free agency.
Well, I know from a Yankee standpoint, I love Aaron Judge to death. I hope he's a Yankee for life, but he's not Mike Trout, so he doesn't get Mike Trout money. I do think Aaron Judge is better than Bryce Harper. I think Bryce Harper is overrated, in my honest opinion. He's had 1 year where he was really good, and that was his MVP year. Other than that,
Side note, Bryce Harper has only hit 30 home runs twice in his career.
yeah, that's insane. And he's like, people love him, and he's a good player, but he is not like face of the Major League Baseball type player. Aaron Judge, his attitude is a lot like Mike Trout, but and he's a stud, but he's not Mike Trout. So I don't think he gets a contract like that. Plus, he's going to be 29 or 30 by the time he's up for a contract because he started
Yeah, he's
older.
still
He was
young now.
He's like 28, 27,
Yeah,
28.
yeah.
He came up older. He didn't.
27,
25.
yeah.
So he was like 24.
Yeah, but you got to
going
think, Mike
25.
Trout's been in the league since he was 19.
Well, yeah. So those are the
Yeah.
guys that get those.
So everybody
contracts,
thinks he's
though.
like, he's old. Dude, he's only 27.
Same with
he's
Bryce.
27 this season.
Yeah, same thing with Bryce. I mean, if Judge would have come up when he was 19, then yeah. But I mean, he also played in college. Those two
Yeah, he
guys
did.
didn't. So Mookie Betts still doesn't get that money, but I would give Mookie Betts a good. I would give Mookie Betts 10 years, $300 million. I think that's.
Do you think he gets more than Bryce?
No.
No.
I
I would at least...
even though he's better.
Yeah.
No.
I would think that he deserves... I'm not going to give him... I'll get into why I'm not going to give him that money. I think he deserves at least like a median between the two. I think at least 365, 375, somewhere in that range. Me personally, I wouldn't even pay Mike Trout $430 million. I'm more... You hear me all the time talk about build a team from within, blah, 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 build. Build a team instead of focusing on one guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, $430 million, that's going to take up so much of your cap space. You're only allotted so much for all the other positions. There's 8 other positions other than him.
I think in the Angels situation, because they are, as we put it all the time, and hence our logo, they are a dumpster fire organization. They are a team, an organization that they have no direction. They're marketed horribly.
Which doesn't make sense. They're in L.A.
Yeah, but LA's already got their team.
And it seems they've just been like good off just having Mike Trout.
You know,
Mike
in the
Trout.
early 2000s, the Angels were
amazing.
great. But since then, they haven't been good. They held on to guys like Weaver and stuff way too long. And, then you give Pujols the money that he's got.
They're still holding on to him too long.
Justin Upton I love, but hasn't panned out, and they're
He'll
paying
give
him
you
a
that
ton
30
of money.
home runs a year, man.
It's just, and now they got guys, I think, no, Kinsler's in San Diego. But, they're just, they got, and then guys that were supposed to be great, like, Rich. What the heck's his name? He gets hurt every year. I can't remember. I just had the name and
Rich Harden.
Garrett Richards.
Garrett Richards. Yeah, he's not. He's on the Padres now.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that gets hurt every single year?
Yeah, the one that snapped his leg on the first baseline for against the Red Sox.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but there's guys like that. He was supposed to be a stud, right?
He is a stud. He just can't stay healthy.
It's just, like, they have bad
Josh
luck.
Hamilton.
Which leads to my question. Contracts like these for guys like Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, when they give these guys these contracts, you think this affects how they play in the long run? Do they get too comfortable? Or
That's a good question.
I think a guy like Trout...
Because we see this all the time in the NFL. Mm-hmm. These guys, you see them like, oh, look at this contract he got. And then that season comes along and it's like they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, perfect example is Janoris Jenkins. You saw him get his bag. The Giants paid him like $70-something million. One good season so far. It's been there for 4 already.
So that's my question: does this rub off on the MLB players, or is it different?
I think it's different per person, per player.
I could see Bryce Harper falling off because he's never been great to begin with. But Mike Trout is such a cool and calm, collected guy. Plus, he has no pressure. He's literally making tons of money. And he could go 0 for 4 for the next 10 games, and no one's going to talk about it because he plays in such a horribly marketed franchise.
Yeah. And he's already had a taste a little bit of the money. I think a couple of years ago it was a 7-year, $168 million extension. So he's already had the taste of the money, and he's still continuously excelling on the field. So I don't think this is going to change how he acts.
And I could see Mookie being the same way and Judge being the same. Like those guys
they're hard-nosed players.
And they're a lot like
they're
each
dirtbags.
other.
That's what I call players that would go toe-to-toe and like toe to slab every day on the diamond.
And with Mike Trout, with how he plays, we see here he's just like laid back. You think he would still be... I mean, he's a great player, but you think he would still shine in places like New York or Boston?
Oh yeah,
with that kind of, that's a whole different pressure in media. You know, fans are ruthless. They're coming at it's a different.
I mean, he comes to New York and dominates the Yankees every year.
I think he definitely could handle it. He's that type of guy that he just and doesn't care.
Even though he comes to New York, who hates Mike Trout?
I do. I think he's smug, but I'm not going to take away from his ability to play baseball.
Yeah. See, I don't hate him at all. I think he's a good dude, and he.
But there's a reason. There's a reason he's not the face of baseball. He's not flashy. Bryce Harper's the face of baseball, even though he doesn't play like it.
The haircuts,
the media. He's everywhere.
Yeah. See, I don't enjoy that. See, I like Aaron Judge because Aaron Judge is the most cocky Aaron Judge ever got when he played the New York, and Boston. It came back to bite him, but
that's no longer the Yankees song. That is now the Red Sox song.
But I like guys like that. They don't have to say; they just go out and play. So, yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree. It depends on the player. I could see Machado going in the tank.
I could too. He's that type of guy. He's like, just me.
Yeah,
yeah. Why else would you go to the Padres?
Yeah,
Yeah.
When's the last time they won? The '90s with Tony Gwynn and Kevin Brown.
I think they still have a good foundation, though. I think they'll be all right.
They're about to get rid of that foundation for Bauer and Kluber.
Nah, Bauer's not going to go there, or Kluber. I think the Indians are going to stay pat because the Indians are going to wrap up that division in the first half of the season.
I don't see how they're going to win 96 games, though.
Yeah, but they're gonna win the division because that division is the worst division in baseball.
Yeah, now it is. It used to be one of the best.
Yeah, they're gonna be up by 15 games by the All-Star break, and they're gonna coast the rest of the way and make it to the playoffs. And with Kluber and Bauer, you can win games.
Yeah,
and you can. They got a decent bullpen. They got a really good lineup. I think, and that. Well, I don't want to go too much into it. So, it's right here. Cargo.
Yeah.
I think the Cargo signing's great.
Where do you see him playing?
I think he's a versatile outfielder. I mean, I don't think that I know you have on here, do they not believe in Naquin, Greg Allen, or Bowers? I think they don't believe in Naquin.
Yeah, because this is his 5th year now, right?
Yeah, I think Tyler Naquin's kind of fell off ever since the postseason. I think Allen hasn't played too much. He's still young.
He's still a rookie.
Yeah, and then I love Bowers. From what I saw,
I don't know why the Rays traded him. They do this all the time.
Yeah.
Where they have a stud. We saw with Will Myers. Mm-hmm. They traded him for James Shields.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, I love Bowers. I mean, he hit some monster shots last year. I love his approach to the plate. Seems good. He's also versatile. He can play first base and outfield. So I like Bowers. So I think that it has a lot to do with Naquin more so than anything. And I think Cargo he brings that left-handed power, and he's a good outfielder. He's got good career numbers. Not great, not a Hall of Famer, but very, very, very good player.
Yeah.
So I like that signing.
Cool. Speaking of money, did you see this today? I don't know if you saw it. I put it on here. That's
What, the
why.
Yankees?
No, the minor leaguers. They're
Oh,
gonna-
yeah,
raising
Yeah,
salaries.
Manfred said he wants to double their salary, so they're gonna go from like 40 grand to like 80 grand.
Well, see, so this is the thing. If you are a minor league baseball player and you're on the 40-man roster, $500,000 is the league minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's if you're on the 40-man roster. Now, if you're not on the 40-man roster, which is most people who just sign out of college or sign out of high school. So, I'm in high school, I get drafted. Let's say I sign for $1 million. All right, so I'm going to get that $1 million, okay, when I sign. But after that, I'm not going to get, my contract is going to be, I think, so you only get paid for the time you're playing. So if if the season's 5 months, you're only getting paid for 5 months, obviously. You're not getting paid year round. Plus you have to pay a ton of taxes. And so what happens is your contract is you're making $1,000 every 2 weeks or $1,000 a month. It depends on your contract, where you were drafted, all that stuff. So, a first round pick's going to have a higher contract than someone who was drafted in the 30th round. But if I'm drafted in the 30th round, I'm making, with taxes out and everything, $800 to $1,000 every 2 weeks. And that, you got to think, you're traveling all the time, so you need food.
It's still trying to make a living.
And how you can't pay a mortgage and everything on $1,000. And that's for 5 months out of the year. So if I'm making $1,000 a month, I'm making $5,000 the whole year, and now I gotta, So I mean, yeah, if you sign for $1 million, then yeah, that's great. You got that $1 million in your bank, but it's like until you make it to the 40-man roster or the bigs, you're not getting
paid anything. You're basically playing for free.
Yeah, so it's people don't understand that. People automatically think like, oh, he's a Major League Baseball player. He's making millions of dollars.
But they look at that one number and they don't look at everything else that's taken out of it, and like you said, the expenses that go with it.
Exactly, and if you're drafted in like the anywhere from like the 10th round to like 40s, your signing bonus can range from $250,000 to $10,000, $1,000. That's insane. And how do you expect a kid to live off that is unreal. So I think that they definitely need to up the pay in minor league baseball, without a doubt. I mean, they should still be able to make a living because, if I'm making, $1,000 a month in those 5 months I'm playing, how am I going to support myself when the season's over? And you're expected to enhance your skills through that time off. Well, sorry, I can't do that when I have to work a job to support myself while the season's not going on.
Well, this goes into the Gio Gonzalez signing by the Yankees. They're giving him a minor league contract, but it's $3 million.
It's $1 million, but then if he makes the 40-man or whatever,
he's exactly. But still, it's still $1 million for a minor league contract. Mm-hmm. So most of the 90% of the guys in the minor leagues are not sniffing that.
No, it's like $40,000, $50,000. But also, Gio's put his time in. There is a veteran minimum. I think if you're a veteran, if you have a certain amount of experience, I think that the least you can sign for is like $1 million or $2 million. So, I mean, I agree. I mean, I think if you're a veteran, you should get, secure your bag. As they say. So, the Padres, you think the Padres are still going after...
They are.
Kluber and Bauer.
They keep trying, but they just don't want to trade Tatis Jr.
They just need to sign Keuchel at this point.
They should. I don't know why they're not. They have the money. They've said like a dozen times that they have the money to sign Machado and Harper.
Exactly.
So why not just, split that money in half, sign Keuchel, sign Kimbrel.
And like you said, work as a whole team.
Work as a whole team. These guys don't get it. I don't understand. Like, you're professionals in this as an organization. Figure it out.
Just imagine if the Padres never traded Hand, and there was Brad Hand, right?
Brad Hand, yeah.
And the other guy, Zimbar or Zim something. The reliever, the sidearmer guy. I can't remember his name now. Him and Hand went to the Indians last year. Oh. Just imagine they kept those two for this year's team. I think the Padres are going to be good.
Yeah. But they wouldn't have Francisco Mejia, though. They finally have their catcher now.
Yeah, but he's not going to play this year anyway.
He's their backup.
I don't know. I like the Padres, but I don't think they're getting... And Bauer's my pick for the Cy Young.
That's your boy. But if they do offer up Tatis Jr., they're going to take that.
They're not going to offer up Tatis Jr.
I wouldn't either.
He's raked this spring.
He's murdered the ball.
I think.
But he's going to be one of those guys that, gets abused with the service rule.
Plus, the Indians don't need a shortstop.
Breaking news. Clay Matthews to the Rams.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man. This podcast, if you don't listen to it, shame on you, because we're breaking news left and right.
I mean, we're breaking news 2 days later after it happens.
No, perfect, and...
No, I'm saying, by the time we upload it, it's going to be old.
It comes out tonight. But the news will be old by then. It'll be 2 hours old.
But we're, right on it now.
Yeah, so enjoy our excitement as you listen.
Yeah.
Just don't look at your phone. Just listen to the podcast. Just pretend like you didn't even know.
No spoilers.
Yeah, you didn't even know that Mike Trout signed that contract until you listen to this podcast.
We definitely broke that news.
Got to start going live.
I was gonna do live.
I was supposed to try to figure that out today,
but it was too hard because we had to sit like this. So I'm gonna get a camera though, and we're gonna. Hopefully, I'll have it put up like that. And
they have Bluetooth cameras you can move.
Well, I have a nice camera. I just got to figure out how to get it to connect to this.
You have a tripod.
Yeah.
You have a Vern Troyer.
What is that?
I gotta get one of those long bikes.
Vern Troyer is a midget. They always Mini-Me.
Mini-Me, the one passed away.
Oh, dude, I forgot.
R.I.P. Mini-Me.
Oh man.
So, yeah, Trevor Bauer, Cy Young. Mets and DeGrom are starting to talk extensions, which honestly I feel like this has been going on since last year.
It's about time they've actually started though talking about it. They should either, if you weren't going to do it, they should have traded him last year. I guarantee.
They kind of just have everyone expecting it, but they haven't done anything.
The Mets are the equivalent to the Jets. They wait forever, or they don't do it and they let guys go.
Yeah, and
I feel like they keep.
That's one thing I do say about the Jets is they have a history of not playing their players, and it's like,
bro, all the New York teams that rhyme, they're the same freaking franchise. Mets, Jets, and Nets, they're garbage.
I feel like the Mets have been thinking because DeGrom started younger, or he was older again. He was an older rookie. I feel like they keep thinking all right, we don't want to pay this guy yet because he's going to fall off. All right, we don't want to pay this. And he keps getting better and better.
He's the only guy that stayed good.
He's like fine wine. He ages well.
Ages well with... Nice.
You like that? Yeah, I'm on it today.
Yeah.
But
back to Keuchel and Kimbrel, man. Why are they not signed yet?
I don't go to the Padres, both of them. I mean, that's my only solution. Those two are perfect fits for that franchise.
I think they're perfect fits for each other, too, because you got Keuchel dealing 6-7 innings of slow pitch, just sinkers, just bowling balls.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you got a blazer coming in the 9th inning. What the hell happened? Your eye level's not going to be used to that.
I think Kimbrel's stock kind of fell this year. Even though he had a good year, I think...
The postseason definitely screwed him.
Well, and I think there were points in the season where he was
tired.
He was he was inconsistent. He would get the bases loaded and get out of it, but it was he would just have such high stress innings. I think teams are kind of want to shy away from that. I think the Yankees want to give Betances an extension, but at the same time, there are points where Betances is he's doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He can't pick off or throw a guy out at first. And the bases get loaded, and then somehow he strikes out 3 guys. That can't happen because eventually that's not going to fly.
Well, he's not going to do that this year.
No, yeah.
He's on the DL to start. The IL, the injured list.
There's the Yankees. I don't want to go on a rant about the Yankees, but there are a lot of things happening that are not good. It's not a good start for the Yankees.
That's right. Pedroia's starting on the injured list.
Yeah, but they've
already.
been without him.
Yeah.
To me, Aaron Hicks signs that extension. 7 years.
Kershaw also possibly to the injured list.
Walker Buehler's not ready for opening day either.
Who are they going with? Julio Urias or Ken Tomato or whatever his name is?
Is Alex Wood still there?
No, he's in the Reds. He's on the injured list too.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Dodgers will still make the playoffs.
Maybe Ross Stripling.
Yeah, maybe. I think Urias is going to make the team though.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, so there's just the Aaron Hicks thing. I've talked about this. I don't want to go into any more. I've said it over and over.
Just relax, man. It's not even opening day.
Yeah, I know, but there's without so many guys already on opening day.
But they have the depth that they can miss these guys. It's fine. Luis Cess is throwing lights out this year.
He is. He had another good outing today.
Lois Sayaga, or however you say his name.
Loaisiga.
There you go. I made it way more difficult than it needed to be.
Loaisiga. Yeah. I don't even know if that's how you say it. That's how I say it. That's how I say it.
He moves in silence like a real G because he might as well just be lasagna. That dude is tasty. He is tasty on the mound.
He's got some good stuff. Cessa's look good. Yeah, they've got depth. It's just, when you sign a guy to 7 years, $70 million, you want him to play.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you want him to play.
Understandable, but then again, you still have Clint Frazier. Let him play.
He's hitting
Let him
buck.
play.
He's
I don't
hitting,
care.
120.
Give him the time. Give him the time.
Yeah, I love Clint Frazier. I've always liked
Let him play, dude. Hey, Florial. He broke his wrist.
Broke his wrist, yep. He's hurt. But
Crazy.
he wasn't going to play anyway, so I'm like,
But the thing with the Yankees is I feel like they age their prospects until it's too late.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Frazier's 24.
Yeah.
And they
Look
got
at Aaron
him.
Judge. He came up when he was 26
Yeah.
because they were holding on to Beltran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. We had...
This is my favorite story, by the way.
The Carlos Santana.
Carlos Santana. Yes. He smashed a TV in the clubhouse to stop the team from playing Fortnite when they were already out of the playoff race. There's 3 games in the season left.
Whatever. I mean...
I call that BDE, bro. That is big
blank
energy, bro.
Yeah, I mean...
Frustration, I
I think
guess.
that's being a hardo. Honestly, that you do not want a guy like that in the clubhouse.
Hence why they traded him back to the Indians.
Yeah,
you know?
the clubhouse is supposed to be a spot to have fun,
And just
win or
get
lose.
your mind off.
Like the Red Sox played Fortnite all year last year. You had David Price, who, my fingers are tingly. I need Tommy John.
They also had the cards and chicken wings.
Yeah. They always got something going on. The chicken and the whatever. They always have those guys in the clubhouse. So
I agree.
That's how guys bond, man.
Yeah, it's like,
You need that off time. You need that.
They spend
time
all
away.
their days at
Have
the
you ever
frickin'
been
stadium.
to a major league clubhouse?
I've seen pictures of them.
Dude, they got gyms, they got pool tables, they got ping pong tables,
Their
they
own
got
cafeteria.
They got a cafeteria in the clubhouse. It's literally a house that is a club. It is a definition of the word.
Yeah, and they got everything in it. So, yeah, it's supposed to be a time to have fun and,
Relax.
If I'm playing Fortnite, which I don't even like
That's
Fortnite.
the least of my worries.
And a guy smashes a TV, I'm going to be pretty annoyed.
Yeah.
And, that automatically makes you, the most hated guy on the team.
Nonetheless,
Definitely.
nonetheless, a guy that underperformed who they expected to be the leader of that team. He
exactly.
had, 232 last year?
Yeah.
Take your walk somewhere else, bro. I don't need your on-base percentage here.
Yeah, I liked Carlos Santana, but that's not a good look.
Stupid. All right, everybody. It is our favorite time of the year. Opening day is right around the corner, 9 days from today. So we are going to do a little division preview, predict our World Series matchup and winner, and also our awards. Zach doesn't have to do the Cy Young Award because he already said it, Trevor Bauer. But let's go through each division. Mooch, chime in whenever you want to.
I gotta pull up the divisions because I'm brain dead at times.
I can name all 30 teams.
I can name the teams, but I don't know. Honestly, especially 3 beers, I'm ready for bed already.
You got 3 already?
Yeah,
Bro, I only had 2.
All right,
I guess I gotta
too.
grab one. Grab one.
All right, so AL East.
I feel like that was a part that
We're gonna start with We're gonna start with the division that runs deep in this podcast.
the AL Beast.
The AL East.
Said it wrong. Beast.
Okay, AL Beast. I'll take one too, by the way.
Corona.
Whatever. So
Yeah, we got a Mexican. Órale!
I'm gonna go with the Yankees. I don't.
Big shocker.
I don't want to. I'm trying to say this from an honest baseball perspective.
These injuries are horrible. This team sucks. Yeah, they're gonna win.
No, I just think that the Yankees at this point. I think that the lineups are equal for both teams. I think the Yankees just have the edge as far as starting pitching and as far as bullpen. So I think that's where the edge lies with the Yankees.
You want to
over
hear
the Red
my
Sox.
bold prediction for the AL East?
The Red Sox.
No. Well, yeah, they're going to win the division. Actually, no, they're not. The Yankees are going to win the division. But if the Yankees do not win the division, obviously it will be the Red Sox, but both of them will not make the playoffs. The Rays.
Well, they have to make the playoffs.
The Rays can make the playoffs.
No, what I'm saying is you said that the Yankees are going to win the division of Red Sox.
No, I'm saying that both of them are not going to be in the playoffs this year. It's going to be one or the other.
Oh, got ya. So you think that the Rays wild card?
Dude, I think they're the real deal.
I don't. But I do think they're going to be better with Kiermaier. I think he's going to play a full year.
Yeah. Should they have traded Malik Smith? No. But they added other pieces around.
I think they should have signed Cargo.
They were supposed to sign Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, that didn't happen either.
Nope.
So yeah, AL East Yankees. Mooch, you got one?
Me, I'm going with the Yankees. Seeing what they did last year.
Actually, you know what? I'm sticking with the Red Sox. Screw it.
You got to watch them early because you won't be watching them late.
Oh, burn!
They just won the World Series. They literally just won.
Don't stop living in the past, bro.
Yeah.
Stop living in the past.
We got 27 World Series, man.
I never, ever say that.
That's just the general population. Population.
At the population.
All right, the worst division in baseball.
Oh, gosh.
AL Central.
Yeah,
I'm going
dude.
Indians, honestly.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say...
Tigers.
No.
Tigers going to be god awful. They don't have any pitching.
I'm going to go to the Indians, yeah. That was tough, but...
It's got to be the Indians, but I think the Twins will be okay. I think Nelson Cruz is going to really help them a lot.
Rocco Baldelli, he's that perfect curveball as a leader on that team.
I was upset when they got rid of Molitor, truthfully.
Why? They regressed 2 years in a row.
I know. AL West. This is too easy. Like the Astros. I love the Athletics. I think the A's will be good. I love Chris Davis. Black Chris Davis.
Whoa.
What?
African-American Chris Davis.
Okay, whatever. I like Chris Davis, though, but I think it's going to be Astros. Really good all-around team. I mean, when you got Verlander and Cole on the same hill.
I'm going with the
And
A's.
this guy, Josh James. Dude. He's...
And Forrest Whitley might pitch this year. So, yeah.
They might even still bring Keuchel back, so we don't know.
Yeah, the Astros.
Definitely Astros, but the A's, yeah, maybe. They're the
Did you
second
know
best team in that.
in 2020, the Angels are going to pay Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and Justin Upton $89 million.
Again, build your team, not 3 players.
That's insane. Especially Pujols can't even walk right. So the NL East, I'm going to go with the Braves. Going Braves. I think they're better than the Phillies all the way around.
Mets, if they're healthy.
Wow, so Phillies don't make that cut at all.
No.
Even with
Even
all the
with
additions
Bryce
they
Harper?
made.
No, I think they'll make
Even with Harper.
They'll make the wild card.
Harper, Realmuto.
I think
Hoskins.
the wild card game, I think, is going to be the Phillies versus the Braves.
Really? So you think the Mets will win
Mets,
the
if they
division?
confirm the extension with...
When you got Todd Frazier manning third base, no.
He's
the
not.
Mets. Yes, he is.
Well, Jed Lowry's hurt right now, but
Yeah, Todd
I
Frazier's
think
going to play.
they might put McNeil there still. They don't know yet. We still got 9 days to figure it out.
I don't think the Mets. Honestly, I
Peter
think
Alonso's raking.
I think
Dominic Smith is raking.
I think the Marlins are going to be better than the Mets.
Dude,
Bold prediction.
Cotton. No.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Marlins are going to be better than the Mets.
No.
Yep. And then we got the Central. Or did you pick a team, Mooch?
Yeah, I said Mets for the East.
Okay. NL Central. Brewers. I think the Brewers are same exact team as last year with, they've made a couple moves. I think they should have brought Gio Gonzalez back, though. I think that was a mistake on their part.
Cardinals.
I like the Cardinals, too. I think that the Cardinals are always a good franchise.
And they had a
Sorry,
Goldschmidt.
Schranko.
Dude.
Pirates aren't cutting.
No, they're not. They have good pitching, but they got question marks all over that team. Adding Goldschmidt was huge for that division.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And they're already talking an extension. So.
And they're also talking possibly trading for Bumgarner. If they get Madison Bumgarner, we lock it right there, division winner.
Yeah, Cardinals are good. And I love that they brought back Wainwright. Wainwright's,
if he can't start, put him in the bullpen. What's he going to do? Walk a couple guys.
10 down guys.
Yeah, 10
You guys have something in common.
We're buddies in that manner,
So then we go to the
Last
West.
but not least.
We go to the West where where Goldschmidt used to rule.
I got the Dodgers on this one.
Safe pick.
Safe pick. Headed back to the playoffs.
I'm going to go Rockies.
Ooh, I was going to say
I think this is the year,
Rockies.
man.
I'm going to go Padres.
Why?
If I'm a betting man, and this is a bet where if the Padres are a heavy underdog, I'm willing to put my money on them because of the acquisitions they've made.
How much?
If they're like a minus 500, I'd put $10 on them.
Win 5,000.
Right. I think
It's 5,000.
Like
whatever. You just put the 0 at the end of the number.
Yeah.
And that's what you get.
So,
that's my way of knowing it.
I think that's a safe bet. I think the Padres are going to be good, especially if they go out and they land Keuchel and Kimbrel. I think they've cemented it.
They already have a stacked bullpen, in my opinion.
And they're,
Craig Stammen, Kirby Yates.
They have a young team.
Matt Strom's good. Chris Paddock striking literally everybody out this spring training. So
I really like their team.
they also have Denelson Lamet coming back. He's their top pitching prospect. So we'll see. He just had Tommy John last year.
Seems you're high on the Padres.
Joey Lucchese's really good. Their ace. Rockies. Yeah, I'm good on Rockies.
I do like the Rockies. I really love Kyle Freeland. He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball.
That's the only issue they have is starting pitching. Nobody wants to go there because everybody's ERA spikes. That's why they don't sign anybody.
Freeland's figured it out though.
They're all homegrown guys. Dude, Kyle Freeland went to high school in Colorado. Went to college in Colorado, and he's playing baseball or pro ball in Colorado. He's been there
smoking weed in Colorado.
MLB's the one sport that never gets busted for weed.
They probably don't test for it.
They test piss for other stuff.
Yeah. No one tests hot for weed, so. So, you name the awards. Let's see what we got.
All right, MVP. We'll start off with the big ones.
For NL?
Let's start alphabetical, bro. AL. Start with the AL.
All right, AL. I'm gonna go with Trout. Again.
I feel like they should just make a different award for this guy. Just call it because he Trout's competition. Ew, how you doing? The Trout Award.
His own award.
Yeah, the Trout Award. Give it to him. They came out with a platinum glove. Why not? Oh, they got rid of gold gloves, by the way.
Did they?
Yeah.
So what is it now?
It's just platinum glove.
So there's just a platinum glove.
There's just one
position?
winner. Yeah.
There's only one for each position.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm cool with that.
I think I'm pretty sure. I did read that they got rid of the gold glove. I don't know what they're gonna call it. I don't know.
All right. So
you know what? I might be wrong on that. But
let's not go into gold gloves.
MVP.
Let's just do the big awards.
I think this is Aaron Judge's year.
You think? I mean, he's had a
healthy.
crazy spring, but I don't put much stock into spring training.
I don't either because you got guys like Jackie Bradley that hits like 450.
I mean, it's crazy though because like Judge has literally shellacked every pitcher he's faced, regardless of who they are.
He looks like full rookie season Judge,
and he's finally he's always been good going the other way, but now he's consistently going the other way. And then when he gets a ball right down the middle, he crushes it. That's the only time he's pulling the baseball.
The only thing I hate with Aaron Judge, but it's everybody in the game now, is that he strikes out way too much.
But he's cut down on them a lot since his rookie year.
He didn't. He had 208 his first full season, and then last year in 40 less games, he had 158 strikeouts. So he's on pace to pass that.
It's less, right?
Come on, bro! But he was on pace to pass
it. It's less.
It is less.
He would have had more home runs if he played more.
Yeah, he probably would have hit 40 something. I don't think he would have hit 50. He'll hit 50 this year, I think, dude.
No, I love Aaron Judge, but Trout, as long as Trout's in the AL, I think he has a shot to win MVP.
Him, Stanton, and Gary, I think they're gonna.
Gary Sanchez has been on a tear. I know he had a really slow start, but he's been on a tear in this last couple.
Those three, they're gonna combine for 120 home runs this year.
Judge said they're going to break the record for most home runs by a team.
Just by those three guys. Not by the three guys, but
I mean, Tulo's looked pretty bad, but his power seems to be there. He's got 3 homers.
I didn't finish the word. You're good.
The NL. Well, did you pick one? Oh, you went Judge.
Yeah, Judge.
NL. I'm going to go with Manny Machado.
God, you are a meat rider, man.
Actually, no. I changed that. I'm going Nolan Arenado.
Oh, you stole my pick.
I'm sorry.
I got to change
It sounds bad. I forgot about Nolan, but dude, I love Nolan Arenado, and this is his year to win it.
I think so too. So I'm not going to pick him. I'm going to pick
Baez.
Yeah.
I'm your Baez. That's not a bad pick.
That's a good pick, bro.
That's a dark. If I had to put money down and he was like a minus 500 or plus 500 underdog, I'd put it on him. Just take Nolan Arenado.
He's gonna win it, but I don't want to.
You want to take
I want to be the guy. Take the outlier. Wilson Contreras is my outlier to win it.
When's the last time a catcher won freaking MVP?
Don't worry about it.
Never.
Buster Posey.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago now.
5 years, something like that. Yeah.
All right, Cy Young, AL. I just want to say Trevor Bauer
for the 9th time.
You want to know why though? It's because he already had a plus fastball, plus slider, plus curveball,
He always
cutter.
had the stuff.
Now he added a plus changeup. That thing is
He should.
nasty.
Well, you know what he should add is a minus walks, and then he'd be fine.
Dude, he's gonna average 10 strikeouts a game.
That's fine. He can strike out everybody, but he's also going to walk 6 people a game.
He's gonna.
Tanaka strikes out 10
He's
people
gonna
a
win
game.
21 games.
No, he's not.
Trevor Bauer.
No, he's not.
You heard it here first. Book it.
No. AL Cy Young. Are you picking?
I'm scratching my ass. Yes.
AL Cy Young. Verlander.
I like the pick because he's
Repeat.
older too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. You said
Who's
Brady?
last year?
Oh,
No, I said,
thought he said
I
Tom
said
Brady.
repeat. Who was
Tom
last
Brady.
year was Snell, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year was Snell, yeah.
He really, Tom Brady really knows how to.
Yeah,
just win
Tom
them
Brady.
all.
Snell's a good pick, too, man. If he does it again, that Rays team's definitely making the playoffs.
Well, you were. That's who you went for in the
Yeah.
East.
I would say rookie of the year, but
So.
honestly, I don't know rookies until they start playing.
Eloy Jimenez is going to
That's always like
Right?
a-
Yeah, I mean, if I had to
On the
pick,
fence.
if it depends when they come up. Like if Eloy Jimenez started the year or Vlad Guerrero Jr., I'd say one of those two. But they're not going to start the year, so they probably still going to be rookies and not be able to win that award.
Yeah.
And for the NL, it'd be Tatis Jr. if he would come up, but that award sucks because
It does suck.
they're gonna play half the year.
You know
this
what? No,
year.
NL, I'm going to go Victor Robles because he's the opening day starting center fielder.
Yeah, or I think the dude from the Marlins that they got from the Brewers in
Brinson?
the yellow. Yeah,
He played last year.
yeah, but I don't know if he played a full year. I think he still might be a rookie.
If he is, that's a good pick.
He was hitting nukes this spring so far.
He needed to because last year he hit like 180 something.
Yeah, he struggled. So I don't know if he's still a rookie or not, but I think Robles is a good pick.
Yeah.
But if I would say if Tatis Jr., Guerrero Jr., or Eloy Jimenez started the year, those would be my top.
I'm going to
three
go
picks.
back to the NL East, and I'm going to make a bigger prediction. The Mets don't win the division. We're going to take that.
DeGrom?
Yeah, retract that. The Nationals are winning the division.
You're stupid.
How am I stupid?
The Nationals are gonna, dude. The Nationals suck. They literally like they regress every year, or they're the same team, and then they just.
Okay, so if they're the same team, they're going to win 95 games. You're going to tell me that's not going to be
They're
enough?
gonna lose first round. All right, if they make the playoffs, they're gonna lose in the first round.
All I had to say was that they're going to win the
Who's the
division.
manager now?
David Lopez or something like that. I don't know. Dave Martinez. Yes,
They need to
David
get. They need to get David Eckstein as their manager.
Is he a manager right now?
No, I just like David Eckstein.
Well, you can make an entire lineup in MVP Baseball 2004 of just managers now.
That's pretty cool. Any other awards? Like I don't want to do Gold Glove because that's gonna take forever.
Comeback Player of the Year. This is our own award because MLB doesn't do it. I'm going to say Kyle Schwarber.
Comeback Player of the Year. Does it have to be with injury, or does it have to be a guy that just
No,
had a down
Schwarber
year?
wasn't hurt.
You're gonna laugh at me. Well, I was gonna say Evan Longoria to be funny, but I'm gonna go Andrew McCutchen. I think McCutchen's gonna have a really good year with the Phillies. I like McCutchen, so
I feel like if he does bad, they're going to trade him.
I think it's gonna be hard to trade a guy with the money that he didn't sign for a ton, but this is kind of like a prove it thing. Or I could also see Chris Archer maybe coming out and having a good year pitching and win comeback player. Oh, he won't win anything, but hey, maybe we can get him on the podcast and give him our own comeback player of the year award.
Give him a Corona bottle.
What about American League?
Comeback Player of the Year.
Or are we only doing one?
Dustin Pedroia.
God, you're such a homer.
Dude, Price.
David Price won it last year, dude.
I know. He got to get 2 comeback.
I'm gonna say
Comeback player of the year.
I'm gonna say Rick Ankiel.
Did anybody sign him?
He's with the Cardinals.
Oh, they brought him back?
He's taken
pretty
so
cool.
it would be National League, but that's pretty funny.
He's pitching again, though, right?
Yeah. And he's 40. He just got Tommy John.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know who I would pick, honestly.
I'm picking David Price as a dark horse candidate for the AL Cy Young.
Yeah, not over Trevor Bauer.
All right, so we're in the playoffs.
This might be one of our longest episodes, but
Who cares?
it's good. I like
think
it.
It's good. World Series prediction. I'm gonna go. The Cardinals are winning it. It's gonna be Cardinals versus Astros.
gonna go Yanks Padres. Yankees.
Oh my dude!
No, I'm gonna say
The most
Rays,
predictable.
I got Tampa and the Dodgers.
Tampa.
Dude, I like it. I like it.
All right, hey.
That would be a fun World Series, I think.
Bringing the heat is bringing the heat tonight. Yeah, Yanks Padres. Yanks winning in 4.
That's bringing the flu.
The
Man.
Yanks
That's so
win.
cold. God.
I mean, let's be real here. Yankees are gonna win 110 games.
Do you hear that awkward silence? That's the listener right
I
there.
wish I was good at effects because I would put the crickets in there.
Gotta get the button.
Oh, man.
Let's honestly, if we keep getting listens though, we have big plans set
Yeah.
up. So just make sure you keep listening. All right, so are we done with baseball?
Yeah, we got to move on here. Let's get this thing rolling.
All right, so UFC.
Let's beat some people up. Okay.
So, oh my god,
Yeah, Luke just beat up.
All right. So the UFC.
I don't know what happened there.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the UFC is now pay-per-views are now airing on ESPN Plus. So obviously ESPN Plus $5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You do get a lot of stuff with it, but so now starting with UFC 236, the pay-per-view price will be $60, which is pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure it's mainly like $65 to $70. So you're saving about $5 than any other stream. So UFC making moves to ESPN permanent.
Dude, if you don't have ESPN, I'm not trying to do an ad read for ESPN Plus. Clearly now sponsored by them, but you're paying $5 a month for basically a Netflix of sports.
I don't have it yet, but I'm obviously gonna get it because
you get the 30 for 30s. You get college basketball. You get college baseball. You get football. You get curling if you want to watch it.
It's
you get
sad because,
live
like,
TV.
for the ESPN cards, I've had to pull up to Luke's house because I'm too cheap to pay the $5.
That's all right, bro. You're paying more in gas that you're driving to my house than you already pay monthly for that.
So yeah, I'll probably end up getting it. But good move for UFC. They also signed, I don't know if you put this in here, but Dana White to a 7-year extension.
I thought he's not a part owner anymore?
He is a part owner, but he's also in whatever.
Oh, so he signed himself.
I guess. Yeah.
How do you think that conversation went? Dana, would you like to resign? Yeah, I think I would like to resign. Flip-flopping back and forth.
Yeah.
Only on one condition.
So man. Dana White is still with the UFC for 7 more years. Yay.
He's the Dave Gettleman of the UFC.
I'm not a big fan of Dana White. He's so pompous.
Yeah, I agree.
You like that word?
He's a prig.
Yeah. So anyway, Darren Till, man, I'm.
What a letdown that was.
I'll be honest with you. I like Jorge Masvidal.
Oh yeah, he's good.
I guess
Yeah,
George.
like
He likes to be called George. So
it's Jorge. You
Yeah,
spell it with a J. It's Jorge.
Yeah. But so I like Masvidal, and I love Darren Till. Darren Till is a younger dude, so he'll have time to rebound, but. He still has not come out and said anything since this loss.
Because I think he's still sleeping.
Yeah, I mean he got knocked
He
out.
bounced off the mat and his face was like...
And Masvidal went in for another punch after too.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, I mean
He might have some Dane Bramage after that.
he got wrecked on that, which it's sad because he was a guy, he fought for the title, looking to get back there. He was already talking his plans, and this happens. You do not talk about your plans.
Focus at the
before
task
you fight.
at hand.
Yeah, because Tyron Woodley did it, and he got wrecked. And then Darren Till is like, after this fight, I want to fight Askren, and then I'm moving up. And look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do that, and it's crazy because he was 3, and he lost to someone ranked 11, which a lot of people scrutinized him for. Fighting a guy who is ranked so much higher than
I don't think
is.
George is a true 11, though.
No.
I think he's like a hybrid 11.
Well,
he's way higher than that.
He hasn't
man.
fought much either. I
Yeah.
think he was dealing with some injuries. But George is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch any of his street fights, like that man was fighting heavyweights.
He was fighting Kimbo Slice's proteges.
Yeah, and he was
Miami, right?
Yeah, he was wrecking them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was unreal. A guy that's half their size. I mean, he's decent height, but
He doesn't have
he's
the weight.
skinny.
Yeah, weight.
And
Where
he's
does he
not
jump
gonna do
from
that.
here now, though? Now that he knocked out the number 3 guy.
I would think he's got to be 5 or 6.
Does he pass Ben Askren? Askren is now ranked at 8. No, he's 6 now, Askren.
I think he's got to pass Askren. I think he's got more impressive wins than Askren.
Do they fight next, those two?
Yes. I think that you have to have those two fight. And I think if George beats him, I would like to see Masvidal Woodley, right? It would be Woodley.
As a title eliminator?
Yeah. I think Masvidal deserves a shot.
If he beats Askren.
If he goes in and I think he's, Robbie Lawler is kind of that crazy SOB mentality. I think Masvidal kind of has that same mentality.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not going to say he's more well-rounded than
he's cool,
Lawler.
Calm, and collected.
But he's very,
laid back.
like Lawler kind of lost that fight himself. He kind of got overzealous.
He should have finished it when he had the chance.
Yeah, he didn't.
Exactly.
So I think Masvidal is a little bit more cool and calm where, when there's a chance to finish the fight, he will, but he won't put himself in any danger. Mm-hmm. And as long as he can stuff takedowns, I think that his
wrestling's pretty good.
Destroys Askren.
Yeah.
So I think, I think those two fight. Then I would like to see, I think Usman's going to fight Covington.
He has to.
So I would.
He
like
was
to
just
see,
on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he said that he's going to destroy him. He said he's going to
I want to pay for that fight
piece for piece
because I hate Covington. So then I think you have George fight Askren, and then George, if he wins that fight Woodley.
Yeah.
And Woodley and Askren will never fight each other. So, I think that's what has to happen.
That's going to be a boring fight anyway.
What's that?
Woodley
Askren. Woodley.
Oh yeah, they'll just wrestle to death.
I don't want to watch that. If I want to watch
Woodley
that,
would be too scared to punch Askren in the face.
I'd watch the Olympics if I wanted.
But Askren has also called out Nick Diaz, who hasn't fought in.
Everybody calls him out, and he just doesn't respond.
Yeah,
I feel like Nate is his talker now.
He's just high as a kite, doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's the one that won't give up the weed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my take on that. But then we also had the scrap at the end of the interviews.
The 3-piece with the soda.
3-piece in the soda. I don't blame Masvidal for that. They both just had fights. Their adrenaline's still going. You know?
Yeah.
This guy, he just knocked out the number 3 competitor in the world, so he's already on a high, bro. And this guy's gonna come over talking junk, and he puts his hands up. You're gonna get 3-piece.
Not to mention, Masvidal almost lost that fight. He got knocked down in the first round.
Yeah.
So
and you can see him as he got punched. He's like, wow. Yeah. He wasn't expecting that.
I mean, Till is a huge guy in that division. Mm-hmm. Like, it's unreal. So, yeah, I think...
6'1"?
Yeah, he's 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, and I think Edwards, dude, like, you got to be kind of scared of a guy that just knocked out the number 3 dude in the world and then literally got in your face and was like, let's throw down right now.
Yeah,
like,
and he struggled with Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah, exactly. Leon Edwards is no threat to Masvidal.
A lot of people are saying Masvidal and Edwards fight next. Just because of the scrap, because people love drama.
Well, that would be more of like a... I think
that would be something Dana White would put together.
Yeah, and you know what? I hope that doesn't happen because that's going to screw Masvidal over. Yeah. Because if he loses, all that high is gone.
Yeah.
His next fight should definitely be Ben Askren.
You got to ride that train while it's going good.
Yeah. So if I'm Masvidal, I'm saying no. I want Ben Askren. Mm-hmm. I want to shut this guy up. I'm going to prove myself again, and then I'm going to fight Woodley, knock him out too. Then I'm going to fight for the title.
Yeah, I think that's the most logical thing. I think if Till would have won, it would have been Till Askren, because Askren's going to want to climb that ladder fast because he's older. He's got a decent amount of fights under him. So I think that he's got to, I think he wants to move up the ladder as fast as he can. But at the same time, I think Masvidal poses a huge threat to Askren's undefeated streak. Truthfully,
I think honestly, anybody does.
Oh, yeah. Anybody in the UFC.
Because Ben Askren has been fighting in the ONE FC for the last 2 years.
And Bellator was trash.
He fought in Bellator for 2 fights, and he struggled in those 2 fights. That's why he left. Well, he left because they gave him more money, but he clearly struggled with the competition there. So if you're struggling with the competition there, you saw what happened with Robbie Lawler. Lawler destroyed him, and then he got caught with a choke.
I mean... Robbie, in my opinion, lost that fight himself, but also it was controversial.
We'll never truly know.
Yeah, we'll never truly know. But this next dude, Askren's not going to cut it in the UFC.
Nah, I agree. And it's funny because you and
the only thing that does save him is that he could take a punch.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, and Robbie...
And he brings in a crowd because of his mouth. So.
Yeah. He has that condescending, like...
But, like, it's funny because, like, you and I we've talked about this. We kind of have the same views on UFC. Like, we have the same views in other sports, but, like, we like different teams. But we are so similar when it comes to UFC. And so, nothing will bring us more joy than a Daniel Cormier loss and a Ben Askren loss. Those two are the two. That's like
I
my
legit
Super
hate
Bowl.
those guys.
Yeah, me too. I can't stand them. There aren't many guys, and Colby Covington now. Add him to the list. Those are the three
He's a
dudes.
turd.
Yes.
He is a turd.
All three of them are turds.
Yeah.
I can't stand either one.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Cormier mainly for the fact that he just claims like John Jones never beat me. He was on steroid. No, bro, I saw you took a shin to the chin, and you were out wobbling like the inflatable tube man outside of Frazetta's during October.
yeah, I mean Cormier. That's the thing. Like I hate guys that make excuses for their losses. You know that drives me nuts because. You know, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. Don't make an excuse for it. Go out and,
take it on the chin. And
The reason I don't give steroids the credit for that knockout, even though it is now a no contest, is because John Jones called that knockout.
Oh, yeah.
He said, as the fight goes on and Daniel Cormier gets tired, he leaves his hand down to protect himself after he throws a punch. Lo and behold, boom.
Steroids don't help
Right
your
there.
fight IQ or your
No.
study habits.
No.
So, I mean, John Jones is the most intelligent fighter in the UFC, hands down. It's not even close. There's no one that even compares to him.
No.
I mean, and you can say his fight against Anthony Smith was pretty boring, but he did
it
everything.
was technical.
Yeah, he did everything he had to do to win. So, moving on.
Ugh, this next
Another least favorite of ours, Michael Bisping.
I can't stand that guy. I wish he lost both eyes instead of the one.
So, honestly, though, the reason why he's making the Hall of Fame is because the UFC is still so new.
It's still so new. He's the biggest star like the UK's ever had. He does have like 20 UFC wins. I get that. That's pretty cool. But you had one title reign. You shouldn't even have been in that title fight to get it in the first place. And your first defense, you get smoked.
Think about Ronda
by
Rousey.
a guy that was 170.
Ronda Rousey's a Hall of Famer already.
Bro, that's different. She was a pioneer for her division.
Yes, I know, but compare her to the girls now. She's not as good as
But
them.
she was the first. It don't matter.
I know, but what I'm saying is the UFC is just so new. Even though the UFC's been going on since the 80s, 90s,
95.
early
It's
90s.
like it's the
93,
same
93,
concept as
because
you
this
look
is the 25th
at
year.
athletes in NBA and MLB, what they did back in the day, and you look at the guys now, and you're
Yeah.
like, if these guys played in today's league, they wouldn't do none of that.
Exactly.
So it's like the same concept, I guess, as we go down the line.
But like it's harder to get in Major League Baseball Hall of Fame now because that talent has increased so much.
And the writers and like all the other guys that have the vote are so against the steroid past.
So, but that's the thing. Like UFC, as it gets older, and as it keeps developing, I think it'll eventually get harder to get in. I mean, but like football, I feel like everyone gets in the Hall of Fame in the NFL. It's like
you can almost
if
tell who's
you
gonna be
rush
in
for
it.
1,000 yards 6 times in your career, you have a shot to go to the NFL Hall of Fame. It's like, and 1,000 yards isn't even a big deal anymore.
No, it's not. Well, and actually now I say it is because it's such a
passing
passing league now.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I think that's why he got in. I mean, if it was 10 years from now, I'd say no.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand, in each division, there's different divisions, with the different weight divisions. So
Yeah.
that also goes by how long you reign in that division.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tyrone Woodley's a Hall of Famer because he defended his belt 3-4 times successfully.
And rightfully so, man. Outside of George St. Pierre, he's probably the next welterweight champ of all time.
Exactly, and the careers are shorter.
Yeah, the careers
Yeah.
are. But out of the Hall of Famers, you got Randy Couture, you got Chuck Liddell, guys, Matt Hughes, B.J. Penn,
Forrest Griffin.
Forrest Griffin. He's kind of like a
Pioneer thing. He was kind of like a pioneer.
Yeah, he put UFC on the map. That's different.
Because isn't Stephen Bonner in the UFC Hall of Fame?
He is.
Kind of for that fight.
Yeah, for just the one fight. I think that fight's in the Hall of Fame. That's why they're in it. But those guys that I named, they're like studs. They're legends. And then you got
Dan Severn.
And then you got Ken Shamrock. And then all of a sudden, Michael Bisping. That's it. Why?
Yeah.
This is the only guy that really doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't think Bisping did enough in his career to deserve it. I mean, I don't know. Did he defend his belt more than once?
No. The first defense was against George St. Pierre, and he lost.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, I think that's kind of a big deal, and he's only won one.
No,
belt.
I lied. He beat Dan Henderson, but even that was controversial.
Yeah, I would definitely say he's probably not deserving of it, but like I said, with it being such a new sport or whatever you want to call it, I guess I think that's the reason why he's in.
And where they announced it made sense too. It was in the O2 Arena in Manchester, I believe that's where that is in United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So he did put it in the map or on the map over in Europe. So I get it as a pioneer status. Yeah, sure, but
I think now
I'm not going to take away from his career accomplishments because he was at the right place at the right time, and it happened.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, and speaking of Hall of Famers, Connor and Cowboy both will be Hall of Famers when they retire.
Oh yeah,
Cowboys. That's my guy.
Like we said last time. I think we generally like the same fighters.
If
Cowboy's
you don't like
the man just because he's a brawler. He'll fight whoever it is. He doesn't
at
care.
any time, any place. If he just fought and he's fresh, he will fight you again. Cowboy he is awesome. I mean, if you don't know UFC, I feel like you still know Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, and just like you still know Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Conor McGregor is the 5th most known athlete in the world according to Forbes.
I mean, the only reason I want to see the Conor versus Cowboy is so Cowboy can get his payday because I feel like Cowboy has not had that.
He
fight.
definitely deserves that.
He hasn't
fight.
had that recognition as much as people have known. Like we all know him. We all know
he hasn't had that money fight ever.
But as we know, Cowboy's like that no nonsense guy. He's like, I'm not gonna wait for forever. I'm gonna fight whoever wants to fight.
Yeah, he's not with all the BS stuff.
He already signed on to a different fight.
And I think that affects him though because sometimes he doesn't allow stuff to grow.
Yeah.
And allow him the money fight. He just jumps into it like, okay, let's go.
Exactly.
I applaud him for that.
I do too. That's why it's on the fence. It's like you want him to make his money at the same time. He'll fight the guy 2 weeks out. Like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, and I think that he looks better now than what he's looked. Like
he's got
hours there.
Yeah,
he's just so well rounded.
He says it's his kid, and that's his inspiration.
And that's awesome.
But the McGregor fight is not happening, unfortunately. He is now fighting Al Iaquinta
which
in
I really
May.
like.
That's going to be a good fight.
It's going to be
on paper.
It's going to be tough because Al is very well rounded too, and he's on a hot streak.
Very good wrestler.
Yep. We'll do a review as
actually no, he's not a good wrestler. He got worked by Habib.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's a better fighter, like stand up.
I just think stand up Cowboys, his combos and stuff, and he's just gotten better, and his submission game has gotten good. I mean,
Cowboys he's one of the better Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters in the whole UFC.
Yeah, he's just underrated. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to review the fight because obviously as it gets closer, we'll review it and stuff. But Cowboy's a little upset because McGregor won't fight him because it wasn't going to be the main event, and people can call Conor McGregor a prima donna and say, yeah, he should fight him whenever.
Main event guy.
But what's he been? He's made so much money for the UFC and for himself.
Yeah.
Yes, he deserves that main event status. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, he deserves it. I honestly, if I'm McGregor, I don't think I'm taking many fights other than title shots.
No,
title shots are close to
and money
fights,
or
and that's what
interim title or number one contender. Like those are the fights I'm taking.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Cowboy isn't in that situation right now, and let alone it's not a title shot or number one contender. It's also not a main event spot, and so McGregor, I can kind of understand.
And it sucks because sometimes you want to see certain matchups, and obviously we want to see McGregor fight a lot more. But he's at the point where we said he's all about the money. So if it's not a main event, if it's not the money's not there, you're not going to see McGregor.
Yeah, I completely agree. So do you think he lacks confidence, or do you think that he's growing confidence?
I think he's back.
You think it's back?
I think he's back. Dude, I think he's back.
After seeing him get worked so bad by Habib, I don't
think he's ever lost confidence. I think with McGregor, it's all business and it's all money. Even when he talks all the trash talk, it's never personal to him. He's been after fights. He says he hugs it out with the guys. He says good fight, and he goes about his stuff. It's all about the money to him. That's what his thing was from day one, and that's how he's built this thing with main events and making all this money.
Now we know heading into that Habib fight, he had a lot of distractions going on. He had this girl that was trying to blackmail him for child support. Dee was pregnant as well. So he had all this stuff going on outside of the cage. But now
He's still got it going on.
He's still got to go.
He just got arrested.
Yeah, just got arrested.
Yeah, but like
went for a jog right
But
now.
I meant like family wise, he doesn't care about himself. Like family wise, he does, but like at the same time, he doesn't. His family wise, he doesn't have those like issues anymore. So I think he's back. He's calling Max Holloway out. He's calling Nate Diaz out. When he's calling guys out, that's when he's at his best.
See, I don't know. I love McGregor. Don't get me wrong. I want him to win any fight he's in. But I just have, a really, I don't know. Like, I feel like McGregor has always been a one-dimensional fighter.
Mm-hmm. And that's easy for other fighters to figure out.
And I feel like he hasn't done anything to develop any other part of his game. His boxing his striking will always be one of the best in the UFC, but, things are just changing. We saw with Rousey, the females developed, they changed.
Yeah.
And McGregor,
they find a different way.
Men develop too, once you get to the age of like 13.
I just feel like McGregor hasn't done anything to change.
No, like
his
you
game.
said, like then Khabib sees that, and in the fight, what does he do? He goes to wrestle, and he just lays on him for the whole time. What?
So yeah, I don't know. I find both to be. I don't know. Like, I hope McGregor is... I hope he does well, but my son and my wife just came in the house, so Luke's distracted.
That sounded horrible.
That did sound
That sounded horrible.
Not in that way. So, yeah, I mean, that's my take on McGregor. Honestly,
I think his confidence is still there. I just think he's had a taste of the money, and that's what he's about now. So,
which is understandable. I mean,
yeah.
Hey,
when you're making that much money, I mean,
there's never enough money.
Do you think this will be the biggest year in UFC? Because John Jones is back. He said he plans on fighting 4 more times this year. So, and then you get Conor back.
Too.
Cormier still. I say Cormier because he is corny. But you have those top 3 guys, and they're your biggest TV draws.
And then you got guys like Johnny Walker coming through.
Yeah, and then you got Brock Lesnar possibly coming in. They're going to bring in the draw.
I think to relax on the celebrations a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the biggest year, like publicity-wise and money-wise for the UFC.
Yeah, I think...
Especially being on ESPN.
I would have to agree, without a doubt. And do you think a trilogy happens right away, or do you think it kind of holds off for a while?
I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
Does Nate... The question, too, is does Nate want that trilogy?
Yeah, Nate's kind of like at a point, too, where he's like...
Him and his brother are the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
he's where he's
whatever.
just... I think he's, like, done with the UFC in general. He's, like, can't stand...
Yeah.
Him not... He's, like, in the same boat as Donald. He's not hasn't really gotten that recognition and the same thing as all the fights he has and all the money fights.
Definitely, yeah.
And he fights anybody.
No, he's never even came close to one.
That's crazy. Sorry if you hear a little crying in the background. My son's a little sleepy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is, guys, you get to a point in your career, you can only get punched in the face so much until you're not, how much money is enough to get punched in the face, and choked out, and go to war for 3 to 5 rounds.
Which is a good thing, because we've seen so many guys try to come back, and it's like they just need to know when to throw that
Chuck
towel.
Liddell.
BJ Penn.
Yeah. BJ Penn's fighting again here soon.
I thought he broke his leg when he got tapped.
Nah, I guess not.
Uh-huh.
So we said 2019 is the biggest year. We've kind of already touched up on Askren, too. So
But
Askren...
dude, he was just saying some outlandish crap.
He says he deserves the next title shot.
I feel like he's running right now.
He's just running his mouth. That's what he's doing.
He's running. No, he's running.
He's trying to be like McGregor or something like that. Just trying to get his... he's a new guy coming over. He's kind of the guy known for being traded for Demetrius Johnson. So, like, he's not really known as Ben Askren.
Yeah.
So he's kind of, trying to, I think, just build his name, and he's just doing it in a poor way, in my opinion.
Especially if he wants to make a name,
talking,
he has to. His next
funny.
fight, he has to come out with something like put on a performance. Because what happened to him versus Lawler?
I think that was luck.
Yeah, it's like you do a performance like that and win, people aren't going to respect you for that.
No.
I think I kind of respect it. I still hate him, but I respect the fact that he wore how many punches to the face.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The same
he looked dead and somehow survived. So yeah, I would say I don't know. Like, I think the win was definitely still impressive, but I think we kind of already touched up on Askren though. With I think George
He's a loser,
and George is his next opponent, in my opinion.
Well, as we know it is March, and late March is the best time of year for college basketball. I know we don't really touch up on it, but it's the tournament. Everybody fills out brackets. Why not? So, a couple tips here. I have some tips for the March Madness tournament. I got all 12 seeds beating all the 5 seeds. It's happening. Murray State's winning. New Mexico State's winning. They're all winning. All 12 seeds over the 5. Virginia is losing again to a 16 seed. Gardner-Webb is going to beat them. I'm guaranteeing that one. Some big-time players and big moments. Zion Williamson. You got Ja Morant from Murray State. I think Murray State's going to make it to the Final Four, to be honest with you.
I'm just going to let you keep talking because I don't watch college basketball at all, and I honestly didn't fill out a bracket. All I know is that
all you have to do is just fill out a bracket before the episode.
All I know is that
Duke's probably going to win.
This is the highest favorite that has ever happened in the NCAA in the March Madness tournament.
I would like to see...
And Vegas rarely lies.
Yeah.
So.
I would like to see Duke versus Murray State in the Final Four. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Because Ja Morant and Zion were teammates in high school.
And I'll say this, as much as Duke is hated, I think Zion is so loved.
Dude, he is
balances
awesome.
it out.
That I think that more people will be pulling for Duke this year than normal because Zion is awesome. Like, especially after his latest, coming back from injury and everyone's like, why would you come back? You should have held out. Like,
nah, bro.
No, I'm going to play.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. So, yeah, I think that he's definitely earned respect for that. And, I mean, I think we would all agree number 1 overall pick this year.
And then I got
Hopefully
5.
to the Knicks.
Then I got 5 sleepers. Houston, they have been amazing all year. I believe they're 29-3. Buffalo, they're the highest scoring offense in the NCAA. Nevada, they have twin brothers that are awesome guards. Good guard play always does well in the tournament. Just throwing that out there. Murray State, there's another sleeper. And then Oregon, they're minus Bowl. Still a pretty good team, though.
What about Loyola Chicago? Are they in it?
They are not. And Sister Mary, Mother Goose, whatever her name is, she is not in it.
Yeah.
Zack just released some stress out of his bum.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was bad?
No, that's my feet.
Oh. All right, my pick to win it is going to be the San Diego.
All right, well, that about wraps it up for Bringing the Heat podcast, episode whatever, number 1.
Yeah, so if you're listening, which you obviously are, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, go on to iTunes, and you can find us on Anchor. I believe in a couple days we will also be on other platforms such as Spotify, Podbean, and multiple other ones. When we get so Anchor is distributing it out to those companies, and when we get approved, I will make sure to post the link and put it on Twitter. Thanks for listening. Mooch, do you have any last words since this is your first episode?
I just want to say thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks for
man.
coming
Hopefully
on.
I'll come on again.
That's what she said.
You're more than welcome anytime. So yeah, make sure you favorite us. Make sure you share it. Go check out Thrive Fantasy and use promo code BringTheHeat. That's BringTheHeat. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Bringing the Heat.
Twitters.
I had some fire tweets today. I'm not gonna lie.
On the Bring the Heat?
Yeah. So yeah, just check us out and hopefully tell everyone about it. And that's all I got. You
Share
got
some
anything?
feedback, show some love, whatever it is.
Yeah, feedback is great. Like I honestly, when I send out Twitter, like what do you want us to talk about? It's good to know your feedback.
Is the phone number still active?
The phone number is still active.
Guys, follow the page. There's a phone number listed there right in the profile bio, bro.
Yeah.
Call that number, leave us some voicemails. You'll get aired, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. And even on Anchor, you can actually send us a message on Anchor as well.
It doesn't even got to be about sports. You got ugly babies you want to talk about? Bring the ugly babies.
Yeah, we can talk about anything. So make sure you call us on the podcast number. It's listed under our profile, and we will review anything you ask. So, Luke, you got anything?
Nah, just flick on over to Anchor and what's the Podbean? Flick the Podbean?
No, it's Anchor, and right now we're on Apple iTunes.
Oh, stick to the Apple and iTunes, the podcast app for the iPhones, and check out Anchor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Anchor's pretty dope. So, all right, that's it. So, thanks for coming on, and hopefully we'll see y'all on Thursday.
Bring the heat.
Peace out.
Azum. skippity hop, I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom, boom, and skippity zoom. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I don't care. Yeah. Oh, we bop and hippity hop. I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. Love is sweet, love is grand, works one. Oh, we bop and hippity hop. I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom.